And a pleasant good evening. Welcome to the Panther Bit as we get set for the Hall of Fame celebration. As Ken Neitz, your PA announcer, is starting the ceremonies. We're going to join Ken Neitz now.
We'd like to thank Andy Schleiler and Will Woolaver of the Franklin Press for providing information of each inductee. The Hall of Fame committee would also like to recognize the service of Greg Ray for this committee. He was one of the founding members and recently passed away this year. Our first inductee is Homer Holbrooks. While a student at Franklin High School, he played football, basketball, and ran track. He would have played baseball, but FHS did not have a team at that time. Football was his favorite sport, and in a game against Hayesville, he scored all 21 points. Growing up in Burningtown, he rode the bus to school. He usually had to ask for rides home, luckily getting them except one time, and ended up walking all 11 miles home. That is dedication for wanting to play football. He was voted the most athletic in his senior year and went on to become the sheriff of Macon County and served 4 terms in that capacity. Mr. Homer Holbrooks. Our next inductee is Donnie Klaus, a voice for the Franklin Panthers for the last 36 years. He announced JV football games on Thursdays and Little League games on Saturdays. He spent 20 years working for WLTM, 1480 AM, WAJA, and WPFJ, and was assisted the last several years by his wife, Angel. The two met while Donnie worked at the Dowdle Mountain Pit Stop, where Angel would often stop in, and married in 2008. For most of his life, Klaus battled Becker's muscular dystrophy, a degenerative disease that slowly weakens muscles over time. Despite the challenges, Klaus didn't let the disease slow him down, enjoying whitewater rafting, flying, and horseback riding with Macon Tracks well into his 60s. "You don't live but once," Donnie once said. "You might as well take it in all you can." Mr. Donnie Klaus. Our next inductee is Keith Corbin. Keith was a standout football, baseball, and basketball player for Franklin in the late 60s and early 70s, and is remembered as one of the best Panther athletes of the era. In 1966, head basketball coach Tom Raby called Corbin up from the JV team to varsity as a freshman, where he immediately became a full-time starter. He later played on the 1968-1969 team that finished with a 20-5 record. In 1969, Corbin scored all 8 points, a touchdown, and a 2-point conversion in Franklin's 8-6 win over Silva Webster, and earned all Smoky Mountain Conference honors for his play on the gridiron. He was also one of the top hitters on Franklin's first baseball teams in the late 60s. Corbin is a lifelong friend of 2018 Hall of Fame inductee Richard Phillips. Mr. Keith Corbin. Our next inductee is Crystal Talent. Crystal finished her career as one of the greatest female athletes in FHS history, leading the Panthers softball and basketball team in the late 90s and early 2000s. By the time she graduated in 2000, Talent was the all-time leading scorer in the basketball team's history, amassing a whopping 1,172 career points. She remains 4th on the all-time scoring list and is one of just 8 members of Franklin's 1,000-point club. For the softball team, Crystal was a 5-tool player in left field, and at one point amassing a whopping .692 batting average during the 2000 season. She is remembered as one of the best Franklin athletes of her era in any sport. Miss Crystal Talent. Our next inductee is Lee Scruggs. The 6'11" Lee might possibly be the most physically gifted basketball player in FHS history, having led Doug Plemons' mid-90s teams with a deadly mix of size and offensive ability. While Lee fit the bill of a prototypical big man, his game was years ahead of his time, impressing coaches with his shooting ability away from the rim. After graduating FHS in 1997, Scruggs went on to a lengthy college and professional career, being recruited to Georgetown by Hall of Fame coach John Thompson and playing professionally in the NBA and around the world. Scruggs coaches Western North Carolina's Team Swish in the Amateur Athletic Union basketball circuit and also serves as an assistant for the Raven Gap Eagles. Mr. Lee Scruggs. Our next inductee is Randy Raby. Randy was known as the voice of the Panthers for over 2 decades. He had a booming voice that was easily recognizable. He was born with spinal bifida and got around on crutches or a wheelchair. He worked in radio for over 30 years. For FHS, he called games for football, basketball, and some baseball. His motto was, "Actions speak louder than words." Franklin residents who listen to him on the radio will enjoy this. After retiring, he was asked if he had any regrets. He stated that he had always wanted it to snow during a football game so he could play his signature song of Snowflake by Jim Reeves. The song started out by, "Hey Snowflake, my pretty little snowflake." He played that song every time it started snowing in Franklin. Mr. Randy Raby. Our last inductee is Keith Brooks. Keith played 4 sports in high school: football, basketball, baseball, and track and field. He lettered 4 times in track and field, 3 times in football and baseball, and twice in basketball. He played on teams that won 4 conference titles in track and field, 3 in baseball, and 1 in basketball and football. That football team went on to be the 1976 state football champions. He received all conference honors in football for both juniors and senior years and played in the East-West All-Star Game. He then played football at Appalachian State while earning a degree in physical education and was a member of the 100 Tackle Club his senior year. While teaching in Franklin, he coached football, baseball, and middle school track and wrestling. Mr. Keith Brooks. Let's please give these inductees one more round of applause.
All right, we're going to recognize the 1971 football team. Have to turn the music down here, but they're going to let the Hall of Fame inductees come off the track area and go take some pictures, and then we're going to be recognizing the 1971 football team here at the Panther Pit. Thank you for joining us. Special early pregame show. We'll have the usual Panther pregame coming up after we recognize the 1971 football team. They're lining up on the track. Turned out to be a beautiful evening here. Some rain earlier, but looks like it is staying away. Hopefully, knock on wood, that'll be the case as the sun starts to set.
Tonight, it's the 50th anniversary of the 1971 football team that is already in the Hall of Fame. The 1971 football team will live forever in FHS history as the first to represent the program in the state playoffs. Under the direction of head coach and Hall of Fame class of 2016 inductee Pat Patillo and fellow coach Joe Hall, the Panthers finished the 71 regular season with an 8-2 record, claiming their first ever Smoky Mountain Conference title and defeating 2 reigning state champions in Robbinsville and Murphy. The Big Red Machine was led on offense by a whopping 1,686 yards and 25 touchdowns from star tailback Randy Chastain. Patillo's and Hall's fellow class of 2016 inductee and recorded shutouts in 4 different games on defense. Although the Panthers fell to Edneyville in the first round of the playoffs, the culture of success created by the 71 team laid the groundwork for Franklin's 2A state championship in 1976. We like to recognize the following members: Roger Guest, Bill Johnson, Glenn Pitts, Gerald Fouts, Nick Fouts, Wally Moses, Captain Tommy Moore, Max Houston, Joe Breedlove, Jim Breedlove, Joe Collins, Danny Cook, Andy Moore, Robert Moore, and Charlie Berry. The 1971 FHS football team.
Special recognition for the 71, of course. 50 years here in 2021, the 1971 football team being honored here during the Hall of Fame induction ceremony. We're just about 37 minutes until we will get to Mountain 7 conference action here at the pit. We've got the Panther pregame show brought to you by the Franklin Golf Course coming up. Just a few moments. Bunch of interviews. Of course, the Coach's Challenge. That is all coming up here in just a few moments. And Byron McClure, Mike Wood will join me as we get closer and closer to kickoff of East Henderson and Franklin here at the Panther Pit. Stay with us, fans. Got a lot more to come here on YouTube Live and Facebook Live. Stay with us.
Located at 461 Highland Road in Franklin, Carolina Junction Power Equipment is your local stop for lawnmowers, blowers, chainsaws, weed eaters, and all parts and accessories. Carolina Junction Power Equipment is also your local power sports dealer. They sell Can-Am side-by-sides and ATVs, plus have a full service shop for all of your power equipment and power sport needs. Give them a call at 828-369-9655 or come by today to see the largest selection of inventory around.
Hey fans, welcome into the Panther pregame show. It's brought to you by the Franklin Golf Course. I'm George Young, and in the next few minutes as we lead up to kickoff of the Mountain 7 Conference Opener, Franklin and East Henderson, we're going to talk to a lot of folks, some coaches, and we're going to kick things off with Buddy Huckabee, the band director for the Panthers. Buddy, come on over, and we'll talk about what you got coming up in the next few weeks. We've been able to broadcast your two performances here at home, and you guys actually last week went to Wake Forest. Talk about that trip.
Yes, we did. It was an amazing trip. We got invited to perform with the Wake Forest University Band, and they provided the music last minute, but we got it together, and they played Norfolk State, and we were on ESPN ACC network, and got a good good recording of it. Kids had a blast. We got to rehearse. The only problem is we had to leave at 3 a.m. So that was that's the reason why we weren't at Swain. I had several people asking, where were you at Swain? But yeah, we were here at 3 o'clock and loaded the buses and had a 4.5-hour bus ride by activity bus there. Met their band and performed halftime. It was a great experience. They actually were so impressed they asked me to come back and do it next year, and I said, can we do a 6 o'clock or a 3 o'clock game?
Yeah, that was a noon kickoff. Right?
It was a noon kickoff.
Yeah, that's a long day. Early wake-up call. Well, you've got your first competition next Saturday. Tell us about that.
All right, next Saturday we're going to be in Douglasville, Georgia, which is just northwest of Atlanta, I think. There'll be about, 24, 25 bands. I guess maybe 12 or 13 are 2A classification, which we're a 2A band. 2A school, so we'll be against 13, and we'll see. We haven't competed in 2 years, so we'll have to see what happens. Nobody knows where anybody's at this point in time, so with COVID, we're just hoping and praying we make it there. Just to be honest with you.
Absolutely, I think that's everybody.
Yeah, we're just glad to do anything we can at this point.
That's right. Well, real quickly, we'll get to the Coaches Challenge. But tell us about what fans will see tonight. We'll have your halftime performance here on FPSN at the break.
We are actually finishing up. We're finishing up our show. We're going to stop with about maybe 5 or 6 different moves and some things at the end, but we are going to play the entire thing. So you should be able to. This is a tribute show to the military, lost and fallen. And it's a story show, and we have taps at the end. I'm going to go ahead and warn you, we might have some choked up, teared in the audience. It's and again, when I put this together, what better time to have this type of show than now? We need each other now more than anything. We need a country more than anything. We need friendships. We need each other, and so what better way than to honor our military and people that actually gave us the freedoms that we're fighting for and that we have today. So you're going to see most of the show except for the last few, maybe 5, 6, 7 moves or whatever. I don't really know how many, but you're going to actually hear the entire thing, and we're going to end it. We are going to play it to the end. So by Smoky Mountain, though. We don't play at homecoming. We don't play the show because of the homecoming festivities. By Smoky Mountain, you'll see the entire thing. And again, we still have 1 week left to our competition, so we're gonna have to shine it up next week and go from there. So, well,
I know you're not officially a coach, but you get called coach a lot.
A lot, yeah. So, actually, some band directors go by coach. So sometimes I feel like I'm a sideline coach because I'll yell at Josh for something, and then I feel bad about it later. But
This is your first foray into the Coaches Challenge.
Okay.
I guess you're the official guest this week. We usually have somebody that it's their first time. And this week, a little bit different than what we've done. It's a lightning round. And we're going to give you 60 seconds, and you answer as many questions as you can. They're sports-related questions, but all over the map, not just one specific sport.
All right.
Let's go ahead. And by the way, one more rule here. If you don't know the answer and you want to just skip it, just like in Family Feud, you can say, let's skip that, and we'll go to the next one.
You got it.
And then if we got time in the end, we'll go back and we'll read that question again.
All right.
All right, 60 seconds up on the clock. Ready?
I'm ready.
All right. How many miles are in a 5K?
3.
In what game is love a score?
Tennis.
A starting lineup in volleyball consists of how many players?
6.
What is the only sport to be played on the moon?
Pass.
All right. Name a position in football, any position.
Tight end.
What is another name for a soccer field?
Football field.
In volleyball, if you score a point performing a spike, what is it called?
A kill.
How many miles is the average life of a cross-country shoe?
100.
Name a college in North Carolina that has red in its colors.
NC State.
True or false? The North Carolina High School Athletic Association has held state football championships since 1913. Is that true or false?
False.
All right, we'll see how you do. You're up. Time's up. We'll see how you did. I think you how many did he okay, he got, all right. And how many did you skip? One? I think it was just one. So
Yeah.
I think you're in the running.
Well, if a band director beats all the coaches, I do watch ESPN, and I did play sports in high school. So I did football, basketball, and as well as band. So I'm your atypical band director sport guy. So
Well,
I love it.
good luck with all the stuff happening tonight. Good luck with the
Definitely.
competition.
Thank you.
And good luck in general, because I know everybody needs it now.
Oh yeah, definitely. Thank you. Thanks for
That's
having us.
Buddy Huckabee, band director here at Franklin High. Got more to come here on the Panther pregame show, brought to you by the Franklin Golf Course. Stay with us. Welcome back in, fans. It's the Panther pregame show ahead of tonight's Mountain 7 conference opener. Franklin and East Henderson coming up at 7:30. George Young back with you. The Panther pregame show, by the way, brought to you by the Franklin Golf Course. And let's welcome in our next guest. It's Becca Brooks, the volleyball coach, varsity volleyball coach for the Panthers. You guys had another busy week. I tell you, when the season starts, October, September, August, you guys are just nonstop. A big win last night. Tell us about that.
Huge win for the Panthers. Girls fought hard. At that time, right before our game, they were still undefeated. Robbinsville comes in. They did get beat. Prior to that, they've been in quarantine for 2 weeks, hadn't played a lot of games. But, it's kind of like the history book opened up again. We're down 2. Do we fight back? Do we get the win? And the grit, the guts, and the grind that my girls showed last night, from the bench to the floor, the crowd, the student section, but it all goes out to those girls. They laid it all on the line. And so we go to the 5th game, and I said, don't rewrite history. The first game we lost in 5, let's make our own history right here. And they pulled it out. So super proud of them, and what a great atmosphere.
And another big game on Monday. You guys host Hazel. We're actually going to have that game here on FPSN.
Yes, and it's youth night.
Okay.
So our youth league volleyball that we have, created here, we are inviting all those girls to come in their jerseys with their coaches, be in the stands, and we're going to kind of introduce each team in between the JV and varsity match. Also, there's a middle school game before that as well. So it's a huge night here, and it'll be the only home game next week.
Yeah, triple header.
Yes.
Well, some good news for you. Did you hear? You actually won. Well, you and your husband.
That's right. We'll share that. We'll share that crown. But
Josh Brooks, and you won the Coaches Challenge, which was, 3 weeks ago now.
No,
the last
crazy.
home game, last football broadcast that we did. You guys tied, and we're going to try to prevent ties. So
Got it.
we've got a little something different.
Okay.
You know what it is. It's, we're calling it fast money, but there's no money involved. So
That's okay.
I'm going to have to work on that. We've got some questions for you. 60 seconds to answer as many questions about sports
You got it.
as you can. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
All right, let's put 60 seconds up on the screen. All right, here we go. How many miles is in a 5K?
3.5.
In what game is love a score?
Tennis.
A starting lineup in volleyball consists of how many players?
6.
You should get that right.
That's right.
What is the only sport to be played on the moon?
Football.
Name a position in football.
Oh, quarterback.
What is another name for a soccer field?
A football field. Foosball.
In volleyball, you score a point performing a spike. What is it called?
A kill.
Yes. How many miles is the average life of a cross-country shoot?
Ooh, let's go miles. Let's go 375.
Name a college in North Carolina that has red in the team colors.
Oh, NC State.
All right, that's
Let's
it.
go. We got to be a winner right here.
All right, we'll tell you how you did next week because we'll be back here on
That's
the
awesome, yes.
Panther pregame show, and maybe you'll defend your title.
I hope so. No sharing this time.
All right, fans, stay with us. More to come here on the Panther pregame.
We're coming for everyone this year.
Hi, everybody, and welcome in to another night of Franklin Panther football. Yes, complete.
But it's good to just go out there and win.
Welcome back, fans. It's the Panther pregame show as we get set for kickoff coming up at 7:30. George Young back with you. Panther pregame show brought to you by the Franklin Golf Course. And let's bring on our next guest. It's Jay Brooks, offensive line coach, assistant coach, also lines the field. Beautiful, beautiful field, by the way, each and every Friday night and Thursday nights and whenever they play. You do a great job. Jay, it's been, 3 weeks since we've talked to you.
Yeah.
Guys, last week went over to Swain, ended up winning 21-14. It was looked like a blowout at the half there, 21-0, and then Swain able to come back and make it very competitive. You guys on the offensive line really controlled things in that first half.
Oh, we did. I thought that we did a really good job. We knew that it was going to be tough. They've got a really good defensive line and a couple of really good linebackers. And I said this before, I think Chris really helped us in the first half. He made some big runs on third down, even on plays that was broken down. His speed is going to really hurt people, and we were able to do that. And then we just never could get anything going in rhythm in the second half, and I got to give Swain some credit for that. But our defense, God, how many big stops can you have in one half to win a ball game? So hats off to our defense.
A couple weeks ago, you came in second, by the way, Coach, in the Coaches Challenge. We got a little different setup this week. It's a lightning round, and you've got some questions that we're going to ask you here, and get as many as you can in 60 seconds.
All right, let's
60
do it.
seconds here, Coach.
Okay.
Let's go ahead and put the 60-second clock up on screen. All right. How many miles are in a 5K?
3.1.
All right. In what game is love a score?
Tennis.
Starting lineup in volleyball consists of how many players?
6.
What is the only sport to be played on the moon?
Badminton.
Name a position in football.
Offensive tackle.
What is another name for a soccer field?
Oh my God, it's pathetic. I don't know. Pass. That is ridiculous.
Yeah. In volleyball, if you score a point performing a spike, what is it called?
A kill.
How many miles is in the average life of a cross-country shoot?
I'm going to do 200 miles.
Name a college in North Carolina that has red in their team colors.
Wolfpack.
All right. True or false, the North Carolina High School Athletic Association held state football championships since 1913. True or
False.
False. All right. Time is up. All right. We'll see how you did next week.
Did they? That the last question there. Is that true or false?
All right, fans. We'll talk to you here in a second. We'll take a break here on the Panther pregame show. Hey fans, welcome in. It's the Panther pregame show. I'm George Young, and we got a lot to get to here on that Panther pregame show. By the way, which is brought to you by the Franklin Golf Course. Let's welcome on our guest this segment. It's Matt Bradley, the athletic director for the Panthers. Matt, come on in and have a seat. And last week, coach, defensive coordinator, pitched a shutout there in that first half and had some defensive stands, a couple of goal line stands last week. That was a good road win for you guys.
Very good win. Anytime you can beat Swain just because you have to be so technically sound, it's a good defensive win. Great first half, very huge, couple fourth down plays, goal line stands. It was awesome. Kids played really well.
Tonight it's the East Henderson Eagles. Kickoff conference play, Mountain 7 Conference, first ever Mountain 7 Conference game. We've had a lot of success against East Henderson, but this is a new-look team.
New-look team, new head coach, totally different offense than what we've faced the past 3 weeks, really. That's one thing about our league is you're going to get many different offenses. They're going to spread it out more, so we'll see how it goes. Hopefully it goes well.
Well, Coach, I got some bad news for you.
Yeah.
You finished last in the Coach's Challenge.
I thought we were doing golf, low-score wins.
Oh, yeah. No, unfortunately not. Unfortunately. But you've got a chance this week to redeem yourself.
Yeah, that's okay.
And get out of the basement. This week, we're doing things a little bit different.
All right.
We've got some questions for you. We're doing a lightning round.
Oh, great.
We're going to have 60 seconds up on the clock. And in that 60 seconds, answer as many questions as you can. And they're all sports-related questions. Maybe not football-related, but they're sports-related questions. And if you could answer as many correct, and hey, we may be hoisting the trophy next week for homecoming.
Yeah, we might maybe that, or I'm not going to get asked back.
All right, are you ready?
Yes.
All right, let's start. Let's put 60 seconds up on the clock. All right, Coach. How many miles is in a 5K?
3.3.
In the game, in what game is love a score?
Tennis.
A starting lineup in volleyball consists of how many players?
6.
What is the only sport to be played on the moon?
Volleyball.
Name a position in football. Any
Quarterback.
What is another name for a soccer field?
Pass.
In volleyball, if you score a point performing a spike, what is it called?
Pass.
How many miles is the average life of a cross-country shoe?
100.
Name a college in North Carolina that has red in their team colors.
NC State.
True or false, the North Carolina High School Athletic Association has held state football championships since 1913.
True.
All right. Time's up. I was going to try to read those questions again, the ones that you passed.
Yeah.
You got, how many was that? 8? I think we got 8 in, so good luck.
Okay, well, I appreciate it.
All right, it's Matt Bradley, athletic director here at Franklin High, also the defensive coordinator. More to come here on the Panther pregame show, brought to you by the Franklin Golf Course. Stay with us.
We're coming for everyone this year.
Hi, everybody, and welcome in to another night of Franklin Panther football. Yes, complete.
It's good to just go out there and win.
And welcome back, fans, as we get set for kickoff. It's the Panther pregame show here on FPSN, brought to you by the Franklin Golf Course. George Young back with you, and let's bring on our final guest here on the Panther pregame. It's head coach Josh Brooks joins us here on set. Coach, good to see you. It's been about 3 weeks since we talked to you last. Big game last week, ended up winning 21-14. A solid road win for you guys.
Very good win. Felt like we dominated the first half on basically in all phases of the game. They only threatened us one time. Bradley Stiles had a big strip down there on the goal line and covered his own fumble there, and other than that, our offense dominated. Second half, they had a great adjustment at halftime and started getting the ball in the hands of number 6, and we were having trouble tackling him, and then I was too conservative calling plays in the second half, and we got stalled out, to say the least, and they ran more plays, kept our backs against the wall, so our defense played great and ended up coming out with a tough 21-14 win.
Tonight, Coach, you welcome in the first ever Mountain 7 Conference member in game tonight. Of course, East Henderson, a team that we've played for a number of years, dating a couple of conferences back. 8 in a row that you guys have defeated East Henderson. They've got a new look. They've got a new coach. Tell us about East Henderson.
Well, it is a little different look. I feel like East Henderson's better. I feel like they're playing better, and they've only played 2 games. It's been a while since they played, and I think that's to our advantage. And Coach James he's a former college coach and brings a plethora of knowledge and experience, and they're in the spread offense and playing a multi 4-4 look on defense, and kids are playing hard. The little quarterback does a good job throwing in, running, and got the utmost respect for any opponent that we play, and we've treated this no different. Looking forward to the challenge and being back at home tonight in the pit.
Well, Coach, congratulations are in order. You and your wife both tied for the win in the Coach's Challenge a couple of weeks ago.
Nice.
This week we've changed it up a little bit. We're playing a lightning round, so we're going to give you some questions here. Got 60 seconds up on the clock, and you can answer as many as you can in 60 seconds.
You got it.
And maybe you can defend your title. Ready?
You got it.
All right. How many miles are in a 5K?
3.2.
In what game is love a score?
Tennis.
A starting lineup in volleyball consists of how many players?
For one team, 6.
What is the only sport to be played on the moon?
Golf.
Name a position in football.
Quarterback.
What is another name for a soccer field?
Football field.
In volleyball, if you perform a spike, you get a point. What is it called?
A kill.
How many miles is the average life of a cross-country shoot?
350.
Name a college in North Carolina that has red in the team colors.
NC State.
True or false? The North Carolina High School Athletic Association has held state football championships since 1913. True or false?
True.
All right. That's it. Coach, good luck. All right. That's Coach Josh Brooks of the Panthers. Stay with us, fans. Got more to come. The ball game is just moments away.
We're coming for everyone this year.
Hi, everybody, and welcome in to another night of Franklin Panther football. Yes, complete.
But it's good to just go out there and win.
Fans, welcome inside the Panther Pit as we get set for Mountain 7 Conference football on this mid-September Friday night. I'm George Young alongside Byron McClure, and Mike Wood is our sideline analyst. We'll check in with him coming up here in just a few moments. As just heard from head coach Josh Brooks. Cheerleaders are here, the band is here, and the crowd is filing in as the sun starts to set on the Panther pit. It's the East Henderson Eagles and it's the Franklin Panthers, the first ever Mountain 7 Conference football game, as the Mountain 7 Conference is in its infancy, the first year of the new 3A realignment of the North Carolina High School Athletic Association. East Henderson comes in at 1-1 after last week having to cancel the game against North Buncombe. Only played 2 games here in 4 weeks. Defeated Rosman in the opening week and lost to Hendersonville a couple of weeks back. Byron McClure joins me here in the booth. 8 straight the Panthers have won against the East Henderson Eagles, but as you just heard Coach Josh Brooks talking about, this is a new look East Henderson team with a new coaching staff.
Yeah, new coaching staff and new hopes, new aspirations. Of course, they come in here 1-1, but you and I talked. You've been around this area now for a while, George, and it's funny. East Henderson usually brings one of 2 types of football teams here to the Panther pit, and that's one that it's either hard to match up with athletically, or one that we've seen in the past few years that's having a hard time competing in their conference. So regardless of what everything says on paper this year, man, we thought 2020 was bad. 2021 is still a wild card. You've got teams from week to week not knowing if they're going to get to play. And, of course, we were fortunate with our situation a couple weeks ago. Our opponent shared the same open date, so we were able to push it a week, get enough kids healthy. Unfortunately, East Henderson had to miss last week against North Buncombe. So you really don't know. And a lot of these teams are taking the field. You're missing pieces. Last week we played without 3 of our starting offensive linemen. Not many people probably know that. We were able to gut out that win. But I say that to say you really don't know what you're facing. Even with film, a couple of kids come back and they can make a difference for a team. So the Panthers definitely have to take care of business tonight.
You mentioned last week Swain County and Franklin have done battle for many, many years. Did not do it in the spring. Could not get the schedule to work out because of only 2 non-conference games in the spring. Did not play back in the spring, but played back in 2019. And I remember some Swain games, and I was watching the live stream. I didn't get to go over to Bryson City to take that one in, but I was reminded of some previous Swain games where Franklin jumped out to an early lead. It was 21-0 at the half, and in the second half, Swain, a gritty bunch, able to make some adjustments and make it a close game, but in the end, the Panthers came out victorious last week.
Yeah, certainly a tale of 2 halves. I mean, we really brought the fight to them in the first half, and then, of course, they went in the locker room and came out, made some big stops, put the clamps down on a running game, and scored a couple of times on big plays, and really we had to make some huge defensive plays down the stretch to bring that one home. And fortunately, we're able to do it.
Yeah, some goal line stands.
Yeah, absolutely. Some defensive standouts last week, too, George.
Ended up sealing the victory for the Panthers as they are just about ready to meet at midfield. Captains for both teams have made their way out of the locker room, and we'll have the toss of the coin here right directly as I see the Panthers coming onto the field and heading into the end zone, ready to come through the band. As Mike Wood, our on-field analyst, is right in the middle of all the action. As both teams are meeting at midfield. We'll head down as both teams will exchange pleasantries. The officials will give them some pregame rules and regulations, and we'll have the toss of the coin.
I worked hard on this, okay? Thank you. My name's Stephen Grady. I'm the referee for today. Umpire is Mr. Dale Buchanan. Any questions throughout today's contest, please do not hesitate to come to one of us, guys, okay? Guys, perfect football weather out here today. Let's have a good, clean, hard-hitting game, okay? I don't ask for much out of you guys. As captains, represent your teams well. Any player gets out of line, please handle it before we have to. That's all I ask. You guys good with that? Any questions for me, guys? Dale, anything for these guys? East, you're calling the coin flip. That's tails. That's heads. Heads.
Tails.
Tails. Tails is the call. Is a tail. You've won the toss. What would you like to do?
I want the ball.
You want it now? Which way you want to kick? Away from the clock. You guys are there with Dale. East, you're here with me.
All right, that's the toss of the coin. As they'll get set to kick things away. The East Henderson Eagles will receive the opening kickoff. Let's check in with our on-the-field captain. That is Mike Wood on this absolutely beautiful evening for football. Mike?
Man, it's a great atmosphere down here, George. We've got a good crowd, good halftime. A good locker room before the game. Had a chance to chat with a few players. I didn't know about Cameron Cody missing the first half. Did you guys?
Certainly did, yeah.
Okay, I'm sure you talked about it, but so we chatted about that, and he was pretty cool how he took some leadership in that. He said, Mike, rules apply to all of us, even though I'm a captain. So I said I was proud of that. Going to wrap that up. Coach Josh, great pregame speech, a lot of fun in there. The coach is grinding. There is an attitude in the locker room of, if I may say, confidence in this game. But Coach Josh said, listen, I don't care who is in the opposing locker room. We're going and we're grinding. We're going to play Franklin football. So it should be fabulous down here tonight, guys.
I think that confidence comes from 8 consecutive in the win column. Last time East beat Franklin was in 2012 as the Panthers come onto the field along with the Community Football League. The Community Football League cheerleaders as well, as they all come onto the field. Beautiful scene here at the pit. Band plays Rocky Top, and we'll get this one underway in just a few moments. A lot of high schools do it. The Community League, the football programs go from the high school all the way down to your midgets and mites, and they do this to obviously spur some enthusiasm and excitement, and this is their Super Bowl right here.
Yeah,
these guys out here.
Absolutely, and it brings some continuity from the guys in high school and these kids that will one day be in high school and be part of this program. I think any of us would have to admit, when we're the age of these young boys down here, there were kids in high school that we looked up to, and that it's pretty cool. I'm sure some of those kids down there talking about, running through the banner with these guys they see scoring touchdowns and making tackles on Friday night. So that'll leave an impression on them and give them some excitement about their football career that's yet to be played.
East is coming onto the field. They'll receive the opening kickoff, as you just saw. Panthers will kick it away, wearing black breeches tonight with the red uniforms. They got to switch sides now. A couple of keys, Byron, before we get this one started.
Yeah, we got to figure out which side we're on. Yeah, listen, the thing about it is, and there's one big key right here. We can talk technicalities, but I think Mike's already hit it. And this is something I thought about on the drive in. Everybody in the world thinks Franklin's supposed to win this game by a lot. But we saw last week, Franklin jumped out to a 3-touchdown lead. Looked like they were getting ready to walk the dog in Swain County. And next thing you know, they were in a dog fight. Got to execute tonight, 4 quarters all the way through.
Opening kickoff brought to you by the Food Lion of Franklin. And we are underway as Munoz puts his foot into it. Got to be gathered in by Isaac Burleson. And Burleson is up to about the 30-yard line. Isaac Burleson, do everything player for East Henderson, listed on the roster as a quarterback, a wide receiver, and a cornerback. He's a junior, 5'8", and 145 pounds. As we are underway in the Mountain 7 Conference, we'll talk about the Mountain 7 Conference members as we go along. The new 3A realignment. Familiar faces and some teams that we haven't seen in a while are in the new Mountain 7 Conference. They'll spread the field as we were told coming in. Well, the East Henderson Eagles, they'll hand right up the middle. Marcus McCarson will get the carry, a junior.
Hurry up offense here. East Henderson right back over the football, I should say.
And again, it's McCarson on the carry. McCarson will pick up the first down. Now move it across the 40 to about the 44 officially. That'll be a first down for the East Henderson Eagles. Bobby James is the head coach for the Eagles. His first season comes from the college ranks. And one thing that head coach Josh Brooks talked about, and even some of the assistant coaches talked about, limited game film on the East Henderson Eagles. So they assumed that they would see some things that they haven't done all year, only 2 games they've played. It's Joseph Justice at quarterback. Will set up in the gun with a 4-wide set. Justice looks to fire. In the flat, complete. But he's going nowhere. It's Wesley Murray on the reception. The junior gains about 3 yards on that flat pass up to the 46. Gain of 3, 2nd and 7.
Great coverage and tackle. Nice lick there by Dalen Henry, the senior.
Yeah, he closed quick on that, Byron.
Good to have him back out here. He had to miss the spring football season, so really happy to see Dalen back out here his senior year.
Sophomore quarterback in Joseph Justice. Again, send 2 wide to the right and 2 up top. High snap over his head, and Justice has to fall on it. Way back at about the 35, they'll mark it. A 3rd down and long coming up for the East Henderson Eagles.
Just a little.
Byron, you catch everything. Did you catch number 66, Hendersonville, and number 15, Ty Hanley going at it right there?
I did not. I was watching. But, I see it now on the replay.
Looks like WWE there, doesn't it?
Yeah. You think they said anything to each other or just sort of got up and walked off?
I don't know. I haven't heard Ty say as much on the field lately. Pretty quiet.
So it's 2nd and to make that 3rd down and 20 for Justice. He's going to hand to McCarson, and McCarson gains what he can, about 3 yards. It's going to bring up a 4th down and long for the Eagles. They'll have to bring on the punting unit and give it to the Panthers. Early on here, 9:12 left in the opening quarter. Glad that you're with us on YouTube Live and Facebook Live. Go ahead and share our post if you haven't already. Go ahead and like our Facebook page, subscribe to our YouTube channel. You'll get notifications when we go live, notifications on when we post content, and keep up to date on the Franklin Panther Sports Network. Dropping back to receive the snap to punt it away, it's Brandon Valdez, junior kicker. Straight up, not too terribly deep, and it's going to be fair caught at the 38-yard line by Keegan Pollock. The Panthers take over, 1st and 10.
Something we've done a lot of this year, Mike, having 2 guys back there receiving the punt.
Yeah, and running it quite a bit this year on the punt return. As we spoke last week, we haven't done that in years. Yeah, pretty conservative call from the East Henderson coach. He didn't want to put his sophomore quarterback in a 3rd and long situation and make a mistake. Kind of surprised they took the ball on the coin toss, too.
I am, too, actually.
Christopher McGuire. It's a halfback pass. Pollock fires into traffic. Going to be intercepted. Picked off by Mason Anders. Anders across the 50 to about the 45 in Panther territory. A little razzle-dazzle on the first play, but that one had no chance.
It was tough from the start. Keegan, as you see here as he takes the ball, has to evade the tackle right here, and then really on the run, throwing off his back foot there, and just couldn't get enough mustard on it to get to the intended receiver.
Mark it at the 47. 1st and 10 for the East Henderson Eagles. Joseph Justice awaits that shotgun snap. High one. Stands back in the pocket all day. Fires over the middle. Incomplete. As he was trying to hit Mason Anders, who just intercepted that Keegan Pollock pass, 2nd down.
Number 14, Braden Watt, steps up right there, man. I went over to Bryson City last week. He had a game in Bryson City. I think recorded 10 tackles, but my wife and I were sitting there a couple of times. One time she said, "What was that?" And I said, "That was Braden Watts knocking the snot out of somebody," what that was.
A 2nd and 10 at the 47 for Justice and company. He'll spread the field once again. Justice going deep, near side. Jump ball, going to be caught. Shaking a defender. Flag comes out. Tyler Adams is going to be all the way down to the 10-yard line. We'll make it a face mask.
And I tell you, hats off right there to Tyler Adams. He physicaled his way back to that football, Mike.
Yeah, they threw it up for grabs and had a little height advantage, and then maybe wanted it a little bit more. And, Grant's been having great coverage this year so far.
Watch him as he just just puts a hand out there a little bit, create a little separation. But then I couldn't tell there at the end.
Hey, but you're talking about last week. I was out of the country and woke up in the middle of the night and turned FPSN on and watched. This right here is where our defense last week held Swain twice.
Big time.
Foul, face mask on the defense. Half the distance to the goal. First down, East Henderson.
So we got a bow up right here. You're right, Mike. Yeah, to your point, they did. Huge stands in the second half right here inside 10, 15 yards. So be nice to see us bow up right here, too, and make have a similar type response.
After the penalty, which was a face mask, Varsity at the 5-yard line. It's first and goal for the Eagles. Justice waits the snap. Hands to McPherson. And he's going to be down to about the 1-yard line, McCarson rather. And McCarson will be a yard shy of Haydirt. Brings up second and goal for the Eagles. Looking to strike first are the East Eagles. After the turnover, if you just joined us. Again, they'll spread the field. They got 4 wides at the goal line. Fakes the handoff, does justice. He's going to weave his way into the end zone. Flags come out, though. Let's check the marker.
Yeah, it looked like Styles got blocked in the back. I don't know what the replay shows.
Offense, 10-yard penalty, replay second down.
It's going against the offense a hold. That'll be a 10-yarder. That's a big one. It'll push it outside the 10. It'll be second and goal from there.
My man Clinton Taylor on the spot with these replays. This is good stuff. Makes our job easier, doesn't it, George?
Absolutely. Did we say something that we put our foot in our mouths? No, the replay says. Okay.
Radio, we could lie.
Yeah,
People had to accept it. Now we've got Clinton hold us to a truth.
That's right. Justice looks to the sideline as the clock stops after the penalty. 7:39 left in the first. Justice going over the middle, and was it picked off?
Wow, what a play.
Diving snag.
What a play.
They're going to discuss. It is interception and a touchback, Ben Waldron.
I love that kid, man. That was such a nice laid out, and just he saw it the whole time, Mike. He knew exactly where it was coming. The East Henderson receiver had the inside advantage on this little slant, and ball thrown out there just a little bit beyond. Watch this reaction by Ben. That is so nice. What a play by Ben Waldron.
He's been showing up on film. When you turn that film on, number 4 shows up.
Always.
Both teams have a turnover here in the first quarter. It'll be a touchback to the Panther scrimmage from their own 20-yard line. Hand right up the middle. Braden Watts got the first down, slides to about the 35. Right up the middle goes Braden Watts.
That little quick hitter up the middle, it's like a big kick in the gut for your defense, and hopefully we'll get a chance to go to work here and put them on their heels a little bit.
7:10 left first quarter. Shotgun snap. Ty Hanley now going to cut right side. Has a little bit of a seam and gets hemmed in and dropped at about the 45. It'll be enough for another Panther first down, though. Right at the 45.
Man, that was nice patience by number 15, Ty Hanley. Wait for his blocker to set him up. Planted that foot, made a nice cut right upfield for a good gain.
Under 7 minutes left in the opening quarter. As the clock rolls, the Panthers approaching midfield. Christopher McGuire hands to Hanley. Left side, Hanley in open space. Cuts it up. Hanley to about the 42. That's another Panther first down. That'll move the chains into East Henderson Eagle territory.
I can tell you right now, those last 2 runs from Ty Hanley, that's a different style than we've seen him up to this point. And you remember the first game, we talked about the fact that just like a kid that he reminds me a lot of, Brock Kleppel, got so much better at running the football. It wasn't a question if they could do it. He got better at running the football, and Ty Hanley tonight, showing a little bit of patience, and he's got the foot speed to make the play once he sees the hole. Good job by Ty Handler.
McGuire going to tuck and run. Has some blockers. McGuire in open space. Christopher McGuire. Touchdown, Franklin.
Made a nice quarterback run around the right side, set up the good blocking, and you saw the burst of speed by number 2, Chris McGuire, for 6 for the Panthers.
You see the blue chalk that was launched into the air, blue smoke by the student section. We'll have the extra point attempted by Munoz out of the hold of Grant Adams. Kick is up, as you see the replay, and the kick is good. McGuire puts 6 on the board. Munoz adds the extra point, and it's 7-0. Franklin with 6 minutes left in the opening quarter. Let's take a break. Hang with us.
Located at 461 Highland Road in Franklin, Carolina Junction Power Equipment is your local stop for lawnmowers, blowers, chainsaws, weed eaters, and all parts and accessories. Carolina Junction Power Equipment is also your local power sports dealer. They sell Can-Am side-by-sides and ATVs, plus have a full service shop for all of your power equipment and power sport needs. Give them a call at 828-369-9655 or come by today to see the largest selection of inventory around.
Welcome back, fans. Franklin strikes first. It's 7-0. Munoz has teed it up, and he'll kick it away to the Eagles here in the Mountain 7 Conference opener. Be a relatively short kick, gathered at about the 15. Adams up to the 25-yard line. Tyler Adams. Decent return for the Eagles. They'll have it for their 3rd offensive possession here in this first quarter. 5:54 left.
Mike, we've had a lot of really good and serviceable quarterbacks over the last, the 20 years or so that you and I have been doing this. We've not had many that can run like Christopher McGuire, though.
And it was so fun to watch that. I'm ground level. He's running right at me. And when he made that cut, first thought went to my mind, he's got some hops.
Yeah.
Man, he can get with it.
Oh, he can move. You got to watch him jump.
Joseph Justice out of the gun. High snap. Got a hand to McCarson. Flag comes out. And he's going nowhere.
Looks like, in my view right here on the line of scrimmage, looks like a hold maybe on the left tackle.
Came out quickly right as McCarson got hit. Here's the official. He's looking at this Franklin sideline.
I think Josh's going to decline.
Holding on the offense. That penalty is declined. 2nd down.
You get a loss of down and a loss of yardage, you're usually going to decline that joker.
The 2nd down after the loss on the play. It's going to be 2nd down at about 18 or 19. Make it 2nd and 19 for the East Henderson Eagles. Back to the 15-yard line. 5:46 left, opening quarter. Thank you for joining us on YouTube Live and Facebook Live. Help grow our Facebook page and our YouTube channel by subscribing. Looked like some confusion in the backfield. Justice just running for his life. Does gain a couple to about the 17, maybe the 18-yard line. 3rd down and long coming up for the Eagles.
And unlike that first possession, this possession, East Henderson huddling, taking their time. Be curious to see throughout the night if they bring that more up-tempo pace back again, because it seemed to serve them well in that first drive, Mike.
3rd down and 16. Twins to both sides as Justice again will wait for the snap. Going to take off. Still looking downfield. And he's going nowhere. In fact, that'll be a sack behind the line of scrimmage. I couldn't see exactly who it was that recorded that sack because they are really far away from our position. It's going to bring up 4th down and long in the punting unit.
Anders was on the blitz on the right side of the defense there, and looks like the other Back was on a blitz too and just sandwiched them there.
Did anyone see, and it made the WLOS number 2 play of the week, the Christopher McGuire, Davis Sanders touchdown catch last week?
Yes.
Wow.
Wesley Murray will send it in the air.
That'll
Caught on a run. It's Keegan Pollock. Keegan did not call for a fair catch, and he got a great return inside the 40, inside the 30. They're going to mark it at about the 29.
He was 3 steps into his stride when he caught that, guys, and thought he might be able to break it. But just to go back to what I was saying there, man, what a tight window. Christopher McGuire had to get that ball in, and then the concentration by Davis, because he had a hand wave right in front of him before that ball hit his hands. That was a spectacular play.
Mark it officially at the 27-yard line.
Right in front of you, Ethan!
1st and 10, 4:28 left, first quarter. Hand goes to Ty Hanley. Hanley shakes the defender down to about the 22. Hanley gains about 6 on first down, 2nd and short.
Hanley will come out for a breather. You see him there on the camera if you're at home. Good-looking football player, 6'2", 210 pounds. Loves this game.
2nd and 3. Stiles on the carry to about the 16-yard line. Kellen Stiles will pick up a Panther first down, I do believe. Yeah, they're going to move the chains across the way.
Byron, you mentioned a couple times last week, I love when Stiles runs the ball, takes his opposite ball hand, puts it on the hip of the front blocker, and just keeps working right behind the hips of the big lineman.
He did it last week, too. I was able to watch it outside of the booth and actually in the stands. He got his hand in there and got a hold of like where the belt used to be, back when we played. These guys now, they have these tighter uniforms. But, yeah, great patience.
Brand Stiles in motion. McGuire takes off. Straight quarterback keep. McGuire inside the 10 to about the 5. That'll be enough for another Panther first down. It'll be 1st and goal at the 5.
Christopher, that was well run on that option play right there. Last week, pitched one. It went, we fumbled it. Critical turnover to Swain, and I know Christopher was upset himself, but he'll get better at running that right there, and he's such a threat. And when he realizes that even when he cuts it up and doesn't see the goal line, he's going to get yards.
Stiles will be stoned at about the 2-yard line.
I can't remember the last time the Panthers had a dual threat quarterback. In my mind, back in the early 2000s, I thought the best quarterback on the field was a kid named Clay Wyatt. I think he wore number 14. But seeing this kid McGuire out there with versatility, speed, and spinning the ball, I believe he's going to be right up there with Clay.
Clay Wyatt did a little bit of both, was probably a better passer than runner. We've not had a kid. Now, I will tell you what, we did have one by the name of Dalton Cochran that was pretty good at both.
Tough as nails, old Dalton was.
Absolutely.
2nd and goal. McGuire looks to fire.
Touchdown.
Incomplete, back of the end zone, going after Grant Adams. It's going to bring up 3rd down and goal from the 3-yard line now.
You know what I used to love about when we had Andrew Moore, Mike, is even if we had a 60-yard drive and came up short, he'd punt it a mile. That was his dual threat. Man, when he could kick the ball.
But the little things, we've been watching Franklin football. Coach Josh always teaches the quarterback, if he's rolling, step up, and let the defender come around him. He lets Chris just have free rein with his speed.
Offset eye on 3rd and goal. Hand to Braden Watts. Follows his offensive line into the end zone for the touchdown. Braden Watts 3 yards out, and it's 13-0 Panthers.
Give that to the big beef on the front line. I believe that was just a wedge play, which you just block who is in front of you. No angles or anything. And the big number 14 with the strong legs just drove it into the end zone for the Panthers.
Munoz on for the extra point as the band plays Rocky Top. Kick is in the air, and the kick is good. 2:05 left in the opening quarter. It is now Franklin 14, East Henderson nothing. We head to break on FPSN.
Sport Zone is your everyday low-price sporting goods supplier. We have the sports gear every athlete needs to be successful, from cleats, equipment, and protective gear to complete uniform sets. We even offer screen printing, laser engraving, and embroidery, as well as sublimated printing right here in Franklin. Don't race out of town to find the performance gear you need. We've lowered our prices throughout the store to give you the opportunity to shop local and score big. Come see us at Sport Zone.
The kick is gathered in at about the goal line up to about the 20-yard line. That's where the East Henderson Eagles will start for their fourth offensive possession. Now Franklin up 14-0 over the Eagles, still in the first quarter.
I love it this year. Coach Treywood is coaching the special teams, obviously with Coach Josh's orders, but he has brought some energy to the special teams in all facets with some hustle. And then, as you well know, the special teams being a third of the ball game.
Spread the field once again with the Eagles. It's Justice, sophomore quarterback, directing traffic now, working out of the pistol. Carson's directly behind him. He's going to get the call. Dancing in the backfield, and he's going nowhere. Daniel Inslee in there to sling him down. But Carson, no gain on the play. In fact, he might have lost a yard. Second down, 11.
I'm as happy with Daniel Inslee being out there as maybe anybody. Daniel had another big week last week, and Daniel has proven to be critical for the success of this football team. And, he talk about another kid's got some wheels.
We get him back again next year. He's a 5'11", 165 junior.
Trips up top for Justice and company on 2nd and 11. Now we've got whistles at the snap. Like some movement.
Did Keegan
it looks
jump
like
early on that?
Yeah, and you know what? He's done that so many times.
After the snap, false start, offense.
Whoa,
5-yard penalty,
all right.
Second down.
He had it time. I've said it many times about that kid. You guys have heard me on this broadcast. When it comes to instincts and timing, I mean, Keegan Pollock he has always been light years ahead of the kids around him. He does such a great job on that blitz timing, Mike.
He does, and for what I understand, really good in the locker room too. And I don't know if we mentioned yet this year, but his dad was a really good football player.
Thank you,
Franklin.
Thank you.
Don't mention his name though. 2nd and 15. Justice grabs the snap, drops, heaves, near side, jump ball. Was it intercepted?
Great play, Grant.
Grant Adams.
Oh my!
Comes down with it.
Oh my!
Grant said, "Try that again." That's the same play, the go route. They got him before. Grant said, "Not this time."
What a play. Watch this at home. Grant Adams giving up a little size. He's been picked on a couple times. Yeah, nope. I'll take that. Thank you.
Pull it away from him.
Maybe I can't go all the way up the ladder with you, but I'll take it on the way down. Great job. Number 11, the senior.
Second interception for the Panthers in this first quarter. 41 seconds left. And the Panthers get the ball back in Eagle territory at the 45. McGuire under center as Adams goes in motion. Got a hand, nope, fakes the handoff to Hanley. Fires to Grant Adams, catches it, and he's going to gain about 8 yards to the 37, maybe the 36. Maybe the final play of this first quarter, as we're down to 23 seconds left.
I got caught watching the interior line on that play, and it's good to see number 50 leader Cameron Cody back out there after having to sit out with the late to practice rule.
2nd and 3. Franklin looks like they'll snap it here before the break of the quarter. It's Braden Watts right up the middle, taking defenders with him to the 25. Braden Watts ends the quarter with a humongous game. And we'll head to the second with Franklin up 14-0. Hang with us.
We're coming for everyone this year.
Hi, everybody, and welcome in to another night of Franklin Panther football.
Yes, complete.
But it's good to just go out there and win.
Welcome back, fans. We begin the second quarter, and our presentation of the second quarter is brought to you by the fine folks at Food Lion of Franklin. Go by and see their brand new store in the old Philo location in the Macon Plaza Shopping Center, right off of the Highlands Road. Proud supporters of our broadcast here on FPSN and proud supporters of the Panthers. Food Lion of Franklin. 12 minutes up on the scoreboard. Second quarter begins with the Panthers driving after the turnover at the 25 of the Eagles. 3 wide set for Christopher McGuire. Fly sweep. And goes to Dalen Henry. And Henry is going to pick up a first down inside the 10-yard line.
Dalen does not get the football a lot at all. But I will tell you, Dalen is pretty swift, too. A nice weapon to have back there in your cupboard. You will see him turn it up here on the right-hand side. Just had one man to beat there, but brought down by number 1, Tyler Adams.
First and 10 at the 11. Panthers can get a first down at the 1-yard line. McGuire heaves to the end zone. Knocked in the air and caught. Touchdown, Davis Anders.
Combination McGuire and Anders again. What a great, looked like he tipped it to himself and made a beautiful catch.
Guys, if I'm not mistaken, that is Davis's 3rd target this year. And when I say target, it's the 3rd time he's been thrown to, and it's 3 touchdowns. Watch this. Got the tip to Karam, and wow, what concentration. He looks like a catcher, a baseball catcher. What he does, look at this. Sticking with it. That's mine. 6 more points.
21-0, your new score as we head to break across the Franklin Panther Sports Network.
Located at 461 Highlands Road in Franklin, Carolina Junction Power Equipment is your local stop for lawnmowers, blowers, chainsaws, weed eaters, and all parts and accessories. Carolina Junction Power Equipment is also your local power sports dealer. They sell Can-Am side-by-sides and ATVs, plus have a full service shop for all of your power equipment and power sport needs. Give them a call at 828-369-9655 or come by today to see the largest selection of inventory around.
Welcome back. Been an eventful first quarter and into the second, as Franklin has scored 21 unanswered to take a 21-0 lead over the East Henderson Eagles. 2 interceptions in that first quarter for the Panthers defensively. It's Eric Munoz that's teed it up. Sends it to about the 7-yard line. Tyler Adams up to the 20-25. Adams with a little bit of a seam on that far side. Adams still fighting. And eventually stopped at the 38. Even the kicker gets in there. Eric Munoz in there on the stop.
Nice effort by that number 1, Tyler Adams, returning the ball. A lot of effort there, trying to get it around the left side. Hey, Byron, we were talking on the break about Davis Anders, number 12. Man, he is a hoss walking by here. Big old arms, big hands, big legs, big neck. But from what I understand, he's put the time in the weight room.
Sure has. He is one of a few kids right there that just really work hard. Good-looking specimen out there in Panther red.
We get him for another year, too, right?
That's right.
Pistol for Justice and Carson, and it's just going to be a straight quarterback keep for Justice. Gains about 4 yards, 2nd and 6.
Talking to defensive coordinator Matt Bradley before the game, he said East Henderson really didn't do anything on film that surprised them. They're ready for it. You know, they line up 4 wide quite often. So he's going to play a pretty base defense, do a lot of blitz in there, trying to mess up the sophomore quarterback for Hendersonville.
2nd and 6, 4-yard gain for Justice as the East Henderson Eagles again will send 4 wides. Spread the field on every down. Fighting for yardage.
In on that tackle is number 52, Israel Jackson, George. It's good to see him back out. He's gotten bit by some quarantine time and some sickness. Good to have him back on the field.
On that note, in Coach's pregame speech, he was talking about it's the first time this year we've had everybody healthy and dressed out.
Right beside him, Aiden Stewart, number 56, another good-looking kid back out here this week.
3rd and 3 after the gain by McCarson. It's going to be Justice again in the gun. Hand to McCarson. And he cannot get past the line of scrimmage. A host of Panthers in on the tackle, so it's going to bring up a 4th down for the Eagles. And I'm sure they'll punt things away. Under 10 minutes left in the opening half.
Sorry, George. That was your man, Israel Jackson, on the tackle again, I believe. Man, he has showed out this year, hasn't he?
He just, I don't know. I'm intrigued to see what Israel can do. He just, I think we've talked about this before, Mike. A lot of good-looking kids out there in red. Israel's got that body type, though, that, man, I just think there's a lot he'll be able to do and maybe continue to play. Very athletic looking, in my opinion. Don't you agree, Mike?
Definitely. We get him back again next year, sitting at as a junior.
It's Adams and Pollock as the punt is wobbly. They're going to go out of bounds at about the 40-yard line in Panther territory. They kicked it away for the return men. And Adams and Pollock. The Panthers get the ball back with 9:07 left in the second quarter. Fans, make sure to keep it tuned at the half. Of course, Mike Wood will have a chat with Jay Brooks heading into the locker room, and then we'll have the halftime performance for the Panther Marching Regiment. The full halftime show coming up at the break for Buddy Huckabee's crew. We've got whistles galore. And a timeout called by East Henderson.
Timeout, East Henderson, their first of the half.
That gives me a chance to talk about something that we did not cover early in the broadcast. That is the Mountain 7 Conference, the new Mountain 7 Conference. 3A realignment, 2021 through 2024. Back to 3A, Byron. Some familiar faces, though, in Tuscola, East, and West Henderson.
Back to 3A, which is where we were for many, many years prior to moving down to 2A. Just what was the year there? That was, 2014, something like that? Or
yeah,
maybe?
Yeah. 13 or 14.
But familiar faces in here. We were previously in a conference with West Henderson and North Henderson just previous to the last conference, Mountain 6 Conference. And, of course, you see all the familiar foes of Pisgah, Smoky, and then Tuscola, which, Smoky and Tuscola seem like teams we ought to be playing all the time, as well as Pisgah. That just seems so natural for us. I got a little tickle back when we moved to 2A. I had people telling us, the road's going to be easy. Now we'll get down there and we'll be able to compete for a state championship. And what you'll find, irrespective of the 2A, 3A classification, there are some tough teams downstate.
No doubt about it. And if you're wondering about Brevard and Hendersonville, they stayed in 2A and are in a different conference. After the timeout, flat pass caught Grant Adams. Grant fumbles it at the 50 and then falls on it at about the 48. We'll see where they mark it. He had a first down, but then fumbled it. Maybe a yard shy.
I think they're going to give him a good spot right here.
Yeah, they are. They're going to drop the chains across the way. It'll be a first down. So we tick under 9 minutes left. I think it was punched out, yep. Right there.
Okay, and that spot's about right, too, as he fell on it right under his sternum and right in about that spot. So very alert, turned around and was quick getting back to it.
McGuire grabs that shotgun snap. Got a hand to Kellen Stiles. Stiles works his way across the 50 to about the 46. Stiles gained about 6, make it 4 yards.
Grant comes around that. I said Grant. Not Grant.
Brother.
Kellen, yeah. Kellen comes around as if I don't know the difference between the two. Kellen comes around that left side, and he has such a low center of gravity, Mike.
He is fun to watch run the ball. I enjoy watching him get in behind his blockers and fight for yardage.
2nd and 5. McGuire slung down in the backfield.
What was that, a little miscommunication?
It looked like it. I don't know. It looks like maybe on the left side, that guy almost came free. I mean, unblocked.
Gus Schilling got the sack, and he's a big one. 6'3", 280, senior for the Eagles. Slung McGuire down. They're down and 8, 2-yard loss. Now a whistle and a timeout.
Franklin, first time out of the half.
So we'll take a quick one as well. Hang with us on YouTube Live and Facebook Live.
Sport Zone is your everyday low-price sporting goods supplier. We have the sports gear every athlete needs to be successful, from cleats, equipment, and protective gear to complete uniform sets. We even offer screen printing, laser engraving, and embroidery, as well as sublimated printing right here in Franklin. Don't race out of town to find the performance gear you need. We've lowered our prices throughout the store to give you the opportunity to shop local and score big. Come see us at Sport Zone.
McGuire on 3rd down, completes. Close to the sticks. Braden Watts coming out of the backfield. I think he's got the first down.
Big 14 coming at number 2 with about 25 pounds on him. He went low for the legs, and I don't blame him.
Yeah. He didn't want anything above the hips, did he?
It is a first down for the Panthers as they march in East Henderson Eagle territory now at the 41. 7:02 left in the second, up 21-0. George Young, along with Byron McClure and Mike Wood, our sideline analyst, as Stiles gets the call, has Braden Watts blocking for him. He's across the 35 to about the 32, 2 yards shy of the first down, 8-yard gain.
That's just pretty.
It is, man. It is
That's just
beautiful.
pretty. That's a football play. I mean, it really is. Watch this. Watch the hand up right here in the gut. Please check it right into the hip. You see, just hand on the backside there. Let me see my block, and gets another 4 yards out of it.
And look at his feet. They never stop.
Never stop.
2nd down and a yard. Watts gets stood up at the line of scrimmage. Schilling again on the tackle, stood him up. And it's going to be 3rd down and a yard.
Yeah, not often is Braden giving up beef, but Braden's giving up about 70 pounds on that meeting right there. So it's a big boy to have to run through.
Watts going to check out for this 3rd down and a yard as we tick under 6 minutes left. Second quarter action on FPSN, brought to you by Food Lion of Franklin, proud supporters of the Panthers. Go by and check them out. The old Bilo Shopping Center, old Bilo building, Macon Plaza Shopping Center off of Highlands Road in Franklin. 3rd down and a yard. Shotgun for McGuire. 1st down and more. Daniel Inslee inside the 25 to the 22.
I love it.
Did you see Cameron?
Oh yeah. You're not gonna do that to my boys. Look, watch this right here.
He is getting chewed out on the sideline, but he is standing up for his buddy. I like it.
Oh, Daniel Inslee at the play gets roughed up a little by 71. Cameron cuts. No sir.
That's leadership.
I love it.
5:13 with a moving clock here in the second. First and goal, or check that, first down and 10 at the 23. McGuire fakes the handoff. Shifty is McGuire, cuts it up inside the 20 to about the 18. McGuire able to gain about 4 yards, 2nd and 6.
Somebody's slow to get up over there, George.
Yeah, haven't whistled the play dead yet.
Is that Grant Adams?
Yeah, I think he just had some issues with his helmet. Looks like he's okay. 2nd and 7, 3-yard gain for Christopher. Under 4.5 left. Panthers marching, looking to tack on more, up 21-0. Quick handoff right up the middle. It's Ty Hanley. Hanley to the end zone, dives in, touchdown Franklin.
Man, give the credit to the offensive line right there, guys. Big old hole for number 15, Ty Hanley, to run through, and his strength and power got him over the end zone.
Ty Hanley had 18 yards of steam behind him, and Tyler Adams was the poor, unfortunate soul that tried to step in front right here. Boom, man, on into the end zone. Ty's going to win that battle most of the time, George.
Munoz with the extra point. Adams to hold. Kick is up. And it is no good. So with 4:11 left in the second, Franklin now up 27-0 as we head to break across the Franklin Panther Sports Network.
We're coming for everyone this year.
Hi, everybody, and welcome in to another night of Franklin Panther football. Yes, complete.
But it's good to just go out there and win.
Welcome back. Munoz puts it in the air, gathered in at about the 3-yard line. Still moving across the 20 to about the 22 is Isaac Burleson. It's for the East Henderson Eagles. We'll start first and 10. Got 4:02 left to the second quarter. Glad that you're with us on YouTube Live and Facebook Live. If you have not already, go ahead and share our post on Facebook. Subscribe to our YouTube channel. You can also share the YouTube feed as well on social media. Go ahead and grow our social media channels. Like us, subscribe to us. George Young, Byron McClure, Mike Wood here at the Panther Pit tonight. Hall of Fame night. They honored the classes of 2020 and 2021 of the Hall of Fame for Franklin High School Athletics before the game. As Justice going to weave his way behind his big line of scrimmage, the big hogs up front to about the 27. Going to bring up a 2nd and short for the Eagles. Had the Hall of Fame ceremony about 6:40, 6:45-ish here at the pit. And if you would like to go back and watch that ceremony when we're done, you can rewind and go back and watch the Hall of Fame induction ceremony. 3:30 left in the second. As it's Justice again out of the gun. They'll spread the field, will the East Henderson Eagles. Fake the handoff. Straight quarterback keep, and he's going to be sacked well behind the line of scrimmage for a sack. Couple of Panthers in on the tackle. A big loss of about 4 yards, 3rd and 8.
Davis Sanders in on the play there for the Panthers. Getting some numbers in here, George. Rodney Van Hook letting us know The Panther ground game already at 187 yards in this second quarter. Not bad, huh?
Not bad at all.
You win some football games like that.
Especially 3rd and 7. Justice scans the defense. Pressure is on, finds a receiver, but caught immediately at the sticks. Tyler Adams, I believe, has enough for an Eagle first down. Yes, he does. At the 30-yard line.
Hey, Byram, I was just over in the locker room, had to go get something, and standing on the fence is our last versatile quarterback, Dalton Cochran, his wife, Megan, and they just had their first little baby boy and brought him to his first high school football game.
That's it.
Awesome.
I love it. You guys remember Dalton in 2014? East Lincoln played on a broke foot.
First down and 10. Justice going far side. Has a man out there. It's going to be caught. And out of bounds, Isaac Burleson at the 48 in Panther territory.
Isaac paid the price on that one. He ended up on the track face down, but a nice little catch there. Just thrown beyond the coverage. Ooh, that one hurts.
Slid on that track, which is not even. It's got a lot of bumps in it.
Mike, I want to go back to something you said earlier, and I didn't have a chance to comment. You're so right to bring attention to Coach Trawick and the special teams this year. Don't want to jinx them, but, man, they have been solid for us so far through 3 games.
And some movement at the line of scrimmage. Who moved first is the question as the play is blown dead. Flags come out.
Snap, ball start, offense. 5-yard penalty, first down.
Coach Trawick gets a bond with his players. I can't remember what position he was coaching a couple years ago, but his wife used to cook him dinner one night a week. They'd go study film, and, man, it showed up on the game, almost nonverbal. He could give some signals.
Yeah.
Now he's special teams coach, and, man, the energy he's gotten into those special teams as far as covering the punts, covering the kicks, the returns, it's really nice to watch.
5-yard penalty, 1st and 15 for Justice and company. Drops deep, does Justice. Looks to fire, heaves, has a man out there, and it's caught by McCarson inside the 20 to about the 17. A bomb for the Eagles. They have some life late in the second quarter.
Credit to that quarterback scrambling for his life with a few Panthers chasing him. Made a really nice throw down the middle of the field.
And you can see right here why the sophomore is starting. On the run, nice pass, downfield, in stride, receiver catches it right behind the defense.
1st and 10, they'll mark it at the 15. Justice going over the middle, tips, and almost caught by his intended receiver, Tyler Adams.
Who got the hand on that, George?
That's Ty Hanley.
Yeah.
Hanley got it?
Ty
Nice.
Hanley. Nice play by Ty.
2nd and 10. Minute 17 left. And again, fans, make sure you keep it locked in. Keep it on your big screen or on your little screen, whatever you got us on. At the break, we'll have the marching band performance by the Panther Marching Regiment. And, of course, Mike will catch up with Jay Brooks before heading into the locker room. It's Justice in the gun on 2nd and 10 for the Eagles. We've got whistles and a flag. And I think the play clock ran out.
The snap, delay of game, offense. 5-yard penalty, second down.
That'll be a 5-yarder and pushes it back to the 20-yard line. 2nd and 15 for the East Henderson Eagles. Next week, it's homecoming here at the pit. Tuscola Mountaineers. Haven't played the Mountaineers in a while. I think it's been, 4 or 5 years. Good to see them back on the schedule. 7:30 next Friday. We'll have it here on YouTube Live and Facebook Live. Play clock's down to 2. They get it off. Justice looks to fire. In traffic, incomplete. Had 3 Panthers around Tyler Adams, his intended receiver. Going to bring up 3rd and 15.
Ben Waldrop, Davis Sanders on the coverage.
Didn't look down ground level. Didn't look like any East Henderson receiver was open. It's like they were blanketed pretty well.
72 seconds left. 3rd and 15. They'll go for it on 4th down if they don't convert.
You drift your eyes down there to number 25, Gabe Nickerson, right there in the middle, defensive lineman. He's wreaking havoc tonight. Got held.
Justice, I was waiting for the flag. I don't see one. There's the flag. It was stuck deep in the official's pocket. It finally comes out as Justice goes out of bounds at about the line of scrimmage.
Timeout, Franklin. It's their second timeout of the half.
Timeout, but Coach Josh Brooks may want to take that timeout back because there is a flag down. 60 seconds left, 1 minute exactly left in this opening half. We'll have the official come talk to us now.
On the offense, that penalty's been declined. 4th down.
Well, it's 4th down and 15. And I'm assuming the timeout will stick. That will stop the clock. I guess he didn't get out of bounds.
Did we burn all our timeouts out in the first half?
We've got officially on our scoreboard 1 left. That's what's on the scoreboard here in the stadium. So we'll go by that.
Coach Josh calling that timeout. I guess we're going to see our 2-minute offense come out and maybe chuck it around the last minute, try to create a big drive.
That's what I mean, I'm thinking that's what's going on here. Guys, real quick, want to give a shout to Miss Dale West listening in to us tonight. Said she enjoys listening to us, and it makes her feel really, really proudful to see kids or hear kids out here who she can remember their parents as kids. So she's talking about all the generations of Panthers out there.
4th down. Justice being flushed. Now going to take off. Justice tiptoes the sideline. I'll say he went out of bounds at about the 14. That's going to be well shy of the line to gain. It'll be turnover on downs with 52 seconds left. Franklin will get it back.
All right, Byron, you've been on the mic for many years. We run the clock out here right up the middle, and we chuck it around.
So here's exactly what I would do if I'm on a Panther. I'd get in the huddle and let Coach Josh Brooks tell me what to do.
He signaled down here and said he needed your help a little bit on this. Come on, Byron.
I doubt it. Tried to get me in trouble.
1st down. Under center is McGuire. Hand goes to Braden Watts. Right up the middle. Watts all the way up to the 30-yard line. That'll be enough for a Panther 1st down.
I can tell you this, that's a high percentage play.
Yeah, it is. Hey, kudos to number 1 from East Hendo, man. He's sticking his head right in there tonight, playing some ball.
Oh, yeah, both sides of the ball. That's Tyler Adams. Called his name a bunch tonight.
Whoa.
Check this formation. They went over it in the pregame.
Was there a timeout or a?
Timeout.
Okay.
East Henderson. It's their second timeout of the half.
East Henderson said, no way. We are not going to defend this funky alignment. They're going to call timeout.
So, Byron, Coach Josh Brooks opens up with whatever you want to call it, a halfback pass, reverse pass, way out of character.
Yeah.
And this alignment, obviously I couldn't say anything. He talked about saying, wait a minute, this is a little bit different playbook, Coach.
Is this because we didn't get much game film?
I don't know.
Well, East talks it over. We'll see if they bring that same formation back out on the field. Second quarter action here on FPSN, the Franklin Panther Sports Network, on YouTube Live and Facebook Live. This free presentation brought to you by the fine folks at Food Lion of Franklin and the Macon Plaza Shopping Center. Thanks to Kristen McGuire and all of her staff. A lot of Panthers, a lot of students at Franklin High work there at Food Lion. Great store if you haven't visited since they became Food Lion. You need to, right off the Highlands Road. 27.2 seconds left. Franklin up 27-0. Let's see what they dial up. Ball marked at the 30-yard line. Looks like a traditional formation. No, I say that, and here we go. So McGuire directs traffic, got Hanley back there with him. Now McGuire just going to take off.
Stay healthy.
And McGuire's slung down at about the 40-yard line. And a timeout called by Coach Josh Brooks. Gain of 8.
Timeout, Franklin. It's your third and final timeout of the half.
Gain of 8 for McGuire, so second down, and let's make it a 9-yard gain. 2nd and 1 coming up. Do you heave one here? What do you do here?
I don't know. I'm on the edge of my seat like you guys, trying to figure out what's going on here.
And you know what's great about that, too? You get a play or two like that on film, the opposing team the following week, they've got to put in a defense for that. So that's 5, 10, 15 minutes of practice that burns them up on that one formation. I thought they were going to run the play like Pisgah ran on us. You saw Braden Watts behind the 3 linemen. I thought he was going to sneak around them and head down the sideline for a long pass.
19.8 seconds left. 2nd down and a yard.
Hopefully we don't get out over here.
Just about the 40-yard line. Hanley puts it up across the 50, out of bounds with 13.3 seconds left.
You called that, Coach.
Out of bounds at about the 46. So no timeouts left, but you don't have to worry about the clock ticking as he got out of bounds. They'll move the sticks right at the 45 in East Henderson Eagle territory.
All right, look for a little couple sideline passes real quick, and then give number 9, Munoz, our kicker, chance for a long field goal. He hit a 46-yarder a game or two ago here in the pit.
Here we go. Deep drop for McGuire, flushed out, 9 seconds left. He trips and falls, and that's going to do it.
My goodness. Well, he's going to be healthy. He's going to be upset with himself going to the locker room, but he's healthy.
So that'll do it for the first half here at the Panther Pit. 27-0 your score. As Jay Brooks and Mike Wood get into position, we'll send it down to Mike with Jay Brooks. Mike.
All right, thank you. We're with offensive line coach Josh Brooks. Well, with Jay Brooks here. He got called Josh by an official out there. Hey, first half, pretty much dominating offensive line, special teams, defense. What do you see out there tonight, Coach?
You know, I always just wonder if Josh ever gets called Jay. I spent my whole life being asked, hey, were you the quarterback? Nah, I'm not that guy. Well, do you coach? You know, I get those questions all the time. But you're right, Woody, domination. We got a little bit of a rough start there, and we got a big interception in the end zone, and we've been knocking them around pretty much since then. Hopefully we can build on that and get these kids in the game that deserve to be in the game, and it makes practice better because we got a tough stretch coming up.
Absolutely. Conference game number 1 right here, so we'll have some film coming on the other teams next week, Tuscola. Coach, second half, we make any changes, or we just put every player in and let them do their part?
Well, I think we'll come out with the starters early here and hopefully get another touchdown or so, and then you know, with the smaller numbers as we've got, these guys get a ton of reps in practice. So really the how we play shouldn't go down a whole lot. The kids have done well. So, yeah, we hope to get them all in and get a bunch of reps.
Good deal. Thanks for your time, Coach.
Thank you, Mike. As the band comes on to the field, we will take a quick break, and we'll come back for the full halftime performance of the Franklin Panther Marching Regiment. Hang with us.
show is entitled Coming Home, and is a tribute to honor those that fight and have fought for the freedoms that we all have today. Last week, the band performed with the Wake Forest University Band for a great halftime performance on ESPN ACC Network. We will begin their 6-week regional competitions next week in the Southeast Marching Regional Championships in Atlanta, Georgia. Tonight, we're going to give you most of our halftime show in hopes of finishing up with them the next week as we prepare to compete against some of the most prestigious bands across the Southeast. We would like to dedicate this show to the lovely memory of local high school band directors, Ms. Gibson of Hayesville High School and Mr. Dykert of Murphy High School, who both lost their battles with COVID this past week. And now, under the field leadership of Drum Major Sam Ledford, Tyler Martin, and Jacob Cave, the 2021 Marching Panther Regiment Band.
Our dad has always been a hero. He had the courage to stand up for others and be a part of something bigger than himself. Along with so many brave men and women, he gave everything to protect our home and country. Now, it's our turn.
I am so proud of you for following your father's footsteps. Be safe, my boys. Please come back.
This is nothing like we thought it would be.
Every report that has come back from the battlefront stresses this fact. Soldiers want letters from home more than anything else.
Dear Mom, we hope this letter finds you well. It's starting to get cold here. Unfortunately, Captain says
It doesn't look like we'll make it home for Christmas this year. We're sorry. Love, your boys.
Tell the world I'm coming home. Let the rain wash away all the pain of yesterday. I know my kingdom awaits, and they've forgiven my mistakes. I'm coming home. I'm coming home. Tell the world I'm coming home.
The Secretary of War directs me to express his deep regret that your son, Corporal Joseph Franklin, was killed in action in defense of his country in Belgium, 26 December 1933.
That's the Panther Marching Regiment and their full show as the clock starts to wind down here at the half. We will take a quick break, come back, get some analysis, some stats, get you set for the third quarter in just a few moments. Hang with us.
Located at 461 Highlands Road in Franklin, Carolina Junction Power Equipment is your local stop for lawnmowers, blowers, chainsaws, weed eaters, and all parts and accessories. Carolina Junction Power Equipment is also your local power sports dealer. They sell Can-Am side-by-sides and ATVs, plus have a full service shop for all of your power equipment and power sport needs. Give them a call at 828-369-9655 or come by today to see the largest selection of inventory around.
Sport Zone is your everyday low-price sporting goods supplier. We have the sports gear every athlete needs to be successful, from cleats, equipment, and protective gear to complete uniform sets. We even offer screen printing, laser engraving, and embroidery, as well as sublimated printing right here in Franklin. Don't race out of town to find the performance gear you need. We've lowered our prices throughout the store to give you the opportunity to shop local and score big. Come see us at Sport Zone.
All right, you got.
All right, welcome back, fans. It's got about 2 minutes until we'll get to third quarter action. 27-0, a dominating performance by the Panthers so far, and the stats also bear that out. But East Henderson had a bomb there late in the second quarter, adds to that 122 total yards. If you take that out, they're under 100.
Yeah, that was definitely the outlier in that whole thing. So really more through the meat of the game, more like 75, 80 yards. Panther defense tough. And to be quite frank with you, East Henderson has really shot themselves in the foot. You know, we've seen bad snaps, seen untimely penalties, a little undisciplined there. They've been flagged quite a bit. But Panther offense just in total control tonight. The running game is, as you can see on the screen there, you can win a lot of football games with 177 yards rushing in a half and throw in 37 through the air. And, just a difference of basically, 92 yards between the two offenses. But, again, you take out that big play at the end, and it's more than that. It's over 100. And, of course, aside from the first play of the game where we threw an interception on a little halfback pass, no turnovers for the Panthers. So, good first half, solid first half, and a good way to rebound from what was offensively not our best half of football last week against Swain County.
Yeah, went up 21-0 and then fell asleep there in the second half. You got to credit Swain County for a lot of that. As the time ticks down, a couple of scores in the Mountain 6 Conference. Interesting at the half here. Pisgah and Smoky are tied at 7 apiece. 35-14 North Henderson over West Henderson. That's, again, at the half, Battle of Henderson County. Tuscola over Hayesville, a close one here. That's the next opponent for the Panthers next Friday here for homecoming, 20-14. That is the score with Tuscola on top of the second quarter. And Swain on top of Mountain Heritage in the second quarter. That one is 10-0. And that was a hastily scheduled game after Swain has been battling COVID just like everybody else.
Yeah.
They shifted around some of the schedule and were able to pick up. Originally were off, this week able to pick up a game against Mountain Heritage.
I told the Swain coaching staff, including Coach Blankenship, when we left there last Friday night, you guys are going to be okay. We got their best punch in the second half. And there's a lot of reasons I could sit here and say, well, we had trouble with this, that, or the other, but they're going to be a pretty good football team.
Obviously, you see that tonight in that score. Mike Wood is back out of the locker room. What was the mood down there?
Well, as you can assume, it was pretty relaxed. There was still the fundamentals of adjustments. Jay doing his thing, Treywick doing his thing, but pretty relaxed. There were some comical things that happened. I couldn't even try to explain them with some of the players and Coach Jay. You know how when Coach Jay gets jovial?
Yes.
It was hilarious. Brock Watts was giving him a hard time. So anyway, good time in the locker room. No stress at all. Did talk about the coordination on special teams. It'll be all first-teamers in the second half, always. And then they're going to make some good adjustments and some substitutions. So we'll get to see the next wave of Panthers coming here in the second half.
Brandon Valdez approaches the football, and we are underway in the third quarter. It's going to be Stiles on a dead sprint at the 15-20. Stiles right up the middle to about the 45. Big return for Kellen Stiles to begin this third quarter, which is brought to you by Anders Custom Woodworking. Go by and see Tim Anders. Call him up, 828-342-4222. If you are in need of some custom cabinetry, that's Anders Custom Woodworking. So it's the Panthers with the opening possession here in the third quarter. And as you heard Mike talking about, heard Jay talking about heading into the locker room, we'll see the starters to begin the third quarter. It's Keegan Pollock with a flag out. Pollock spins his way to the 47 of the Eagles. We'll check the mark as it was in the vicinity of holding or black in the back.
10-yard penalty, replay first down.
Man, that's a tough one. That's just always a tough one, Mike. You know, when you're engaged in the block and the kid's trying to turn and squirm, and then, you know, the ref glances over and you've got a hand just because he's flipped the side a little bit there. Yeah. You get the call.
Well, you know, I see him coaching in practice every day. They got the blocker needs to move his hips, moves his feet, and get in position.
That'll be a 10-yarder. It's 1st and 20. Hanley hog-tied and drugged down at about the 38-yard line. Again in there for the tackle. We've called his name a couple of times, Gus Schillig. Gain of about 3.
Also, Byron, you like this. I heard a huddle of Franklin Panthers talking, you know, amongst themselves, so I eared in, and it's a little nasty and dirty down there in the pit. It's a lot of chatting and pinching and poking.
Pass complete to Adams, but he falls forward for a couple. Could not cleanly catch that one and keep his feet. 3rd down and long now for Christopher McGuire and company. Under 11 left, third quarter.
It's a little bit more difficult for us, George, up here in the box, but I could tell that early on in the first quarter. And when you see Cameron Cody coming in real hot and bothered protecting his player, that lets you know that evidently there's some funny biz going on, you know, extra poke, grab, pinch.
McGuire, deep drop. Pocket holes right down the seam. Caught! Keegan Pollock in stride. Touchdown, Franklin.
How pretty was that? Keegan on the outside here did a nice post pattern. McGuire stepped into the pocket, planted his feet, and threw a dead spiral to Keegan for 6.
10:30 left in the third quarter, and Franklin strikes again. It's 33-0.
That's fun stuff. Steps up in the pocket, and Keegan in stride. Man, he can catch the football too, and that's fun. Boy, that's a fun play. Middle of the field, touchdown, unabated.
Munoz splits the uprights. 34-0, your new score here at the pit. As we head to break, hang with us.
We're coming for everyone this year.
Hi, everybody, and welcome in to another night of Franklin Panther football. Yes, complete.
It's good to just go out there and win.
Welcome back, fans. As the moon makes its appearance here at the pit. Munoz is going to kick that one all the way into the end zone for a touchback. Munoz shows off his leg, as we saw earlier in the season with that 46-yarder. Able to kick it into the end zone. And that is a weapon, especially as you get into conference play, into the playoffs possibly.
Greg Trawick was pumped about that kick, Mike.
Yeah, we talked a little at halftime about the special teams. He's taken a lot of pride in taking the reins of those teams. And a lot of fun to see a coach get pumped up and coach his kids like that.
He coaches hard.
That he does.
Trey was the kind of guy, he leaves a football practice, he's sweating as much as the players in October.
Shotgun again for Justice. They spread the field to the Eagles with 4 wides. 1st and 10 from the 20. Pass it to flat, complete, but going nowhere. Isaac Burleson met immediately. 4-yard gain for Burleson. 2nd and 6. It was Grant Adams in there on the tackle. Approaching 10 minutes left. 3rd quarter. Glad that you're with us. YouTube Live, Facebook Live. I'm George Young, along with Byron McClure, Mike Wood, our sideline analyst, on Hall of Fame night on this beautiful September evening. Justice grabs the snap. Fires to the far side. Got a receiver. Picks up the 1st down, then driven back about 5 yards. It's Tyler Adams. That'll move the sticks for East Henderson as they mark it up across the 30 to the 31.
Looks like he took a lick too.
I was going to say, was that 25 again popping up?
Yeah, I couldn't tell on that far side either, but I know that somebody got their head in there, drove him back about another 5 yards. That kid's been a warrior for his team tonight.
He has.
We've called his name a lot.
He doesn't look that big either down here on ground level, but he's got a big old heart.
Carson on the carry. No gain. In fact, he lost a yard. Gets slung back behind the 30 to the 29. It'll be a 2-yard loss for Carson. And it's going to bring up 2nd and 12 for the Eagles as we tick under 9 minutes left in this 3rd quarter of action, which is being brought to you by Anders Custom Woodworking here on FPSN. Play clock down to 15 as East breaks the huddle. And again, it's been their formation. 4 wide set. Haven't deviated much throughout this entire ball game. Justice fires over the middle, slant pattern, and could not hit his intended man, Wesley McMurray. And it's going to bring up a 3rd down and 11 yards to go.
Don't want to take the concentration off of this game right here in front of us, but while we're chatting, we're going to face a pretty good running back at North Henderson, guys. I don't know if you've seen any of those highlights. Can't think the kid's name, but he's pretty good. And I noticed North Henderson tonight, last you checked.
Yeah, they were handling West Henderson pretty good. I'll update the score. They were up 35-14. As a receiver, couldn't hit his intended man in Murray. Bring up 4th down for the Eagles. 35-14 at the half, North over West. Haven't played North Henderson. Got to go over there in about 3 weeks. Changed a little bit since the last time that all 3 of us visited North Henderson. They've got turf at North Henderson. All the Henderson schools do have turf, and Hendersonville will get turf once they finish renovating their high school. So East going to punt it away. It's Adams and Pollock back deep. Nice punt. Pollock receives it at the 35. Pollock across the 50. And Pollock out of bounds at the 46. Again, nice field position in Eagle territory for the Panthers. We'll see if the starters come back out for the 2nd offensive possession in the 3rd quarter, up now 34-0.
Got a good-looking quarterback coming in, replacing McGuire there. I was watching him warm up on the sideline. The kid's got an arm. Looking forward to watching him, even though he'll be handing it off.
Bo Paulson is his name, sophomore, good-looking kid.
You know any background on him, Byron?
Bo, here's what's exciting about Bo. I think he's still growing. I've talked to his dad about this. I think it was last year. His dad's a good-sized guy. All of his dad's brothers are in the 6'3" to 6'6" range. So Bo might end up being a pretty big kid.
Hand goes to Braden Watts. Watts shifted. And eventually, him didn't drop to the 34. That'll be enough for another Panther 1st down. A gain of about 13 for Braden Watts.
Guys, just to look ahead right here, who can tell me after we watch this run. Watch Braden in open field, sidesteps a guy. Yep, nice move, nice run. Keeps the chains moving. It's 34-0. Is it 42-0 when the clock runs?
Yes, in the second half.
So be curious to see if we go for a 2-point conversion.
Yeah, missed that extra point back in the first half. If you just joined us, making it 1 point down from the usual 7. Speaking of 7, it's Styles. Inside the 20, down to the 15. Wearing the big number 7 is Kellen Styles. Picks up another Panther first down.
I remember a couple years ago, George, you and I made a trip down to Shelby, North Carolina.
Yes, we did.
Score got to 41-0, and Josh looked at the refs and said, what about running the clock? And they said, no, it's 42. And he said, I'll give him a point.
Yeah, that was a long night. That was in the playoffs.
A long night.
I think it was the day after Thanksgiving, too. Approaching 7 minutes left, and Shelby went on to win the state championship that year. Paulson grabs the snap, going to hand to Styles, and he slips as he tries to cut upfield at the 14. Gain of a yard for Styles, under 7 now left, 6:53 with a moving clock.
Brian, Byram, you said it earlier, number 7, Styles, man, he's pretty to watch run the ball. Even though he slipped there, man, his eyes are always surveying the field, following his blockers, and he's like McGuire. He's got some hops when he plants that foot.
Watch Kellen, too, just when he walks. He's the kind of kid that walks on his tiptoes. You know what I'm talking about?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Shotgun for Bo Paulson. Going to hand it off. Daniel Inslee. Inslee with a little bit of a seam on that far side. Inslee inside the 10, down to about the 6. Looks like he's going to be a yard shy of a Panther first down. So 3rd and short for Franklin as we approach 6 minutes left here in the 3rd.
And it's great to get Bo Paulson in there, number 16, as a quarterback. Byron, you and I have talked about this studying film. You know, for a quarterback coming in, the game moves really fast. And as you gain experience, even you can see that in McGuire now. When you gain experience, the game slows down a little bit.
Sure.
You see the defenders a little better. So this, even though we're ahead by a bunch, this is great to get that young man in.
And right up the middle, it's Braden Watts dragging defenders into the end zone. Touchdown, Franklin. There goes the cannon.
Credit goes there, offensive line, and then big number 14 once again carrying the pile to the end zone for the Panthers.
Look at here, this nice surge by that line. Who is that, 77? Is that my man Mason out there? Yeah. Big Drew Mason out leading the charge.
Munoz to attempt. Adams holds, gets it down. The kick is up, and the kick is good. 41-0, your new score. As we head to break across the Franklin Panthers Sports Network.
Sport Zone is your everyday low-price sporting goods supplier. We have the sports gear every athlete needs to be successful, from cleats, equipment, and protective gear to complete uniform sets. We even offer screen printing, laser engraving, and embroidery, as well as sublimated printing right here in Franklin. Don't race out of town to find the performance gear you need. We've lowered our prices throughout the store to give you the opportunity to shop local and score big. Come see us at Sport Zone.
Not all of them are here.
Oh, I got it.
Welcome back. We're talking about the Hall of Fame, and we're going to talk about the big Hall of Fame induction ceremony when we get a chance here in this second half. And tell you exactly who was inducted as Munoz has teed it up. Going to angle it far side at the 5-yard line. Tyler Adams juggles it, picks it up, flag out to the 22 goes Adams. And most likely that's going to go against the East Henderson Eagles. As the flag came from the side judge. Kick return. White hat talks with 5:30 left. He'll tell us.
During the return, illegal block in the back on the receiving team. 10-yard penalty, first down East Henderson.
East will be sent backwards after a decent return. The third quarter here on FPSN brought to you by Anders Custom Woodworking. Got a kitchen or a bathroom remodel in your future? Call Tim Anders today. Free estimate. He'll do it for you at 828-342-4222. That's 828-342-4222. Anders Custom Woodworking. Bringing you this third quarter here on the Franklin Panther Sports Network, YouTube Live and Facebook Live. It's Justice dropping back, firing over the middle, and it is incomplete as it was tipped in the air. Got a flag down, a couple of flags down.
Anders. Ball was incomplete.
Yeah, we got white hat Stephen Grady back there going at it with one of the East Henderson players. I don't know what that's about, but he looked a little hot and bothered.
There are fouls on each team. Holding on the offense, personal foul, roughing the passer on the defense. Those fouls offset, replay first down.
Offsetting penalties, replay first.
Nope, glad we got that settled out.
First down and 10 once again from the 11-yard line.
You know, and I didn't get a chance to say this a second ago. We were talking about good reps for Bo Paulson. I was also zeroed in good reps for Daniel Inslee playing running back there on that last series. Daniel will need to carry the football for the Panthers some next year, sort of be that 1-2 combo that Kellen Stiles feels right now with Ty Hanley.
Joseph Justice in the pocket, fires over the middle, and it's incomplete. Had a guy streaking near the seam, and the hash marks, and Tyler Adams going to bring up second down and 10. A couple of scores here that are coming in as we are past 9 o'clock, so we're into the second half for most of these ball games. Cherokee up on East Gadsden, 18-14. That's in the third quarter. Raven Gap in the third quarter up on Christ School, 34-13. 14-7, Pisgah has gone out in front of Smoky Mountain. That's in the third quarter. Also, Swain and Mountain Heritage locked in a good one in the third quarter. Now 10-8. Swain still with the lead, but Mountain Heritage has scored a touchdown and got an extra point. Asheville dominating North Davidson in the third quarter, 40-0. Hendersonville and RS Central, a good one going at the half, 28-all in Hendersonville. And Murphy cruising over Cherokee out of Tennessee. The Cherokee Chiefs at the half, 36-10. Murphy on top after getting shellacked by Raven County last week. And at the half, North Henderson still on top of West Henderson, 35-14. Third down and 10 for Justice and company. As again, it's going to be a Ford Wad set for the Eagles. And at the snap, we've got whistles and we've got offsides on the Panthers.
Prior to the snap, encroachment on the defense. 5-yard penalty, third down.
Yeah, on that far side over there, I think Chase Browning got a little eager, a little quick coming across the line. Chase is a junior, 6'1", 180.
3rd and 5 after the penalty. Justice going deep. Jump ball. Incomplete. Didn't have a receiver, but glove coverage. Trying to hit Mason Anders, a senior for the Eagles, and head coach Bobby James. Incomplete, brings up 4th down, and looks like the punting unit coming on for Coach James. Punted away here with 5:03 in the third.
We've gotten, like we said, Mike, it's not huge. We're not used to it, but we're getting positive yardage on these punt returns. Got two guys back. Obviously, we're devoted to that, but that's a little bit of a change for us.
Short kick on a hop. Pollock to the 41-yard line in traffic. Pollock able to secure that one. It's, again, great field position for the Panther O.
Yeah, Byron, I agree with you on that. You know, for 20 years, we've watched a fair catch on almost every punt of every game, and it's kind of exciting to let those guys loose and return it, especially with those two returners back there.
You got Pollock, who loves to make moves, loves the open field. You've got the sure-handed Grant Adams back there. Good call. I like it. Maybe you don't feel comfortable doing that all the time, but right now they've got a couple of kids they can feel comfortable with.
Got Joseph Vernelson in the backfield there running the fullback spot.
Bo Paulson hands it right up the middle, and that is Joseph Vernelson. Gains a couple. As Vernelson make it a 3-yard gain, 2nd and 7.
Joseph scored a touchdown early in the year against Murphy, a big one, if you remember.
Yep. Approaching 4.5 left in this third quarter. Brought to you by Anders Custom Woodworking, YouTube Live and Facebook Live. Glad that you're with us. Glad you've stayed with us as we head towards 9:15 on a beautiful evening here at the pit.
Hall of Fame night.
On Hall of Fame night, of course. Big hole.
Boom! Way to run!
Boy, Daniel Inslee put his shoulders down and went for it. You either get hit or you hit. He hit that time.
He was another one last week.
It's the replay. This is going to show it here.
Watch this. Let me juke you. No, I tell you what, I'm just going to hit you right on right there.
When you're watching that replay, look at those pulling guards coming around the corner, guys.
Oh, yeah. That's what I was noticing. That's why I was stuttering there for a minute. Saw a lot of beef coming around the corner there for the Panthers.
They're making those nice tight turns like Coach Jay teaches them. It looks really pretty out here tonight.
Paulson under center. A hand to Vernelson. Vernelson dragging some defenders with him. Inside the 15 to about the 14. That's going to bring up a 2nd down, about 5. Gain of 5 for Vernelson as we tick under 3.5 left third quarter. 41-0, and we were talking about, got an injured Eagle. We're talking about the 42.
Officials timeout for an injured player.
The 42-point threshold. If the Panthers do score here, then we'll have a running clock. The injury timeout gives us a chance to talk about Hall of Fame nights. In the pregame, they honored most of these on this list. Did have some that were unable to attend tonight's ceremony, but some greats in Panther history, Byron.
Yeah, there is, and I'll start there on the left-hand side with 2020. I see a lot of great names there. A team that goes back to my time, a dominant cross-country program led by David Morgan, Jane Bell Morgan, Audrey Gibson Ledbetter, Sheriff Homer Holbrooks, Coach Keith Brooks, and the one at the top there for the 2020 class. I can tell you, we joke around a lot, and we give George a hard time about the voice of the Panthers, but George, I think we all know Randy Raby is the voice of the Panthers. That's a sound that's so distinct in my ears still to this day. That's what I grew up listening to. That was the voice that let me know I was on the right station. And he was one of those kind of people who, such a gentle soul, so encouraging and uplifting. And he had that unique voice, which is so awesome in radio. You would never, mistake him for anyone else. Long overdue, Randy Raby, just a fine person and someone who certainly embedded in Franklin Panther Nation.
Pass caught in the flat.
J.J. Postel, I think he gets his first reception of the year right there, guys.
Might have picked up a first down. He's going to be close.
Junior,
go ahead. Drop the sticks across the way. Yeah, it's a first down.
My kids tell me that J.J.'s funny. That's all I know about J.J. He's funny. God only knows what that means when you're their age.
Well, he could be a TikTok star. First down, and it's going to be 1st and goal from the 10. Approach 2.5 left third quarter. Hand goes to Inslee. Inslee towards the end zone. Is he in? Yes. Touchdown, Franklin. Daniel Inslee, 10 yards out.
Right around the right side of that big offensive line, big hole, and another burst of speed by Daniel for another 6 for the Panthers.
And I'm telling you, he's going to be key, especially next year for the Panthers. Watch him right here. And then he gets to the corner, and then watch this. Yep, gets to the end zone in a hurry. I walked into a football game one time when he's playing JV. We were playing Hendersonville. Right here, and it was a friend of mine from out of town, and saw him run the football, and he said, "My gosh, he's quick." So a nice compliment. Good to see Daniel out here on the field and back in the program, and going to have a great year and a great senior year next year.
2:24 left in the third quarter, and we've got a new score, 48-0. We'll take a break. Kickoff coming up right after this.
Located at 461 Highlands Road in Franklin, Carolina Junction Power Equipment is your local stop for lawnmowers, blowers, chainsaws, weed eaters, and all parts and accessories. Carolina Junction Power Equipment is also your local power sports dealer. They sell Can-Am side-by-sides and ATVs, plus have a full service shop for all of your power equipment and power sport needs. Give them a call at 828-369-9655 or come by today to see the largest selection of inventory around.
2:24 left after the touchdown. Panthers now up 48-0. We'll have a running clock, and got caught up in all the hoopla there. A new kicker on the field too.
New kicker, and Mike looked pretty good, didn't he?
Boy, Daniel Reynolds, they say he's got a really powerful leg, and kind of a funny story. You know, I believe he was a soccer player, and the JV coaches asked him to come out and hit a couple field goals, see if he would like it, and he was just booting them 40-plus. And the video of it, my friend had it. The coach was just laughing and jumping up and down. Here he is playing varsity football.
Waiting for the official to signal. And the East had a late guy come on off the bench. Now we're ready. Riddle approaches the football, sends that one to the 4-yard line. Isaac Burleson all the way up to the 30. He is hit and dropped there. That's where East takes over 1st and 10, and as you can see, the clock is starting to tick down to a minute and 30 left.
Probably can't get down fast enough for that team in green and white. They've been manhandled tonight by the Panthers.
Credit to them, though. They keep fighting, guys. I'm seeing it down here. Nobody's quit on East. They're fighting, trying. They're just outmanned tonight. I hear they have a new coach over there at East going to try to turn the program. But it's like you told me the other day, it's tough to get players when you got West, North, and, the other East Tendos.
Yeah.
Well, and when they stay there, they're good. I mean, don't you remember, Mike? I mean, we were talking about, you had Stephen Hill and going back to the kid that went to Mars Hill, Shaquille. What was his name?
I'm losing it, but fun to watch run. Always had a smile on his face, joking around, but that guy could flat out run.
Yeah, 8 straight against East Henderson, and will be 9 once the clock rolls down in this one. Last time, and I'm sure you guys remember it, it was a Brett Chappell-led East Henderson team came in here in 2012.
I remember.
Very close game, very controversial game, as usually they are. Pass going to be caught. Nice catch.
Good catch
side
there.
By Wesley Murray. Murray into Panther territory, and he reminded a couple of Panthers how good that catch was.
Yeah, he did.
Here's the replay.
Nice play by Wesley here. Good catch, and we didn't catch it then. Wesley wanted to tell Dalen Henry about how good it was, and Dalen pointed at the scoreboard.
Here we go. Better shot here.
Here we go. Wesley's going to tell him all about it. Dalen, whoa, look it down there at that big Y Insurance scoreboard.
All right, that's going to wrap things up for the third quarter, but we won't take a break because we need to continue to talk about this Hall of Fame that they honored before tonight's festivities, tonight's game, and talked about the class of 2020, but there's some pretty good names there on that class of 2021 list too.
Crystal Talent was quite a player in her day, and good to see her on there. Pops. Anybody been around the Franklin Athletic Program? We all know who Pops is. Donnie Klaus. It was so good to see them honor Donnie. A couple weeks ago for his time donating to not only high school but youth football here. Keith Corbin played with my dad. Just an incredible athlete back in the late 60s. And then my boy in the top right there, of course, everybody knows Big Lee. We don't have many 7-footers that come through Franklin High School, but I will tell you guys, came in as the slowest, weakest thing I've ever seen when he was a freshman in high school. But it was, little did we know, he was going to go from about 6'2" to 6'11" over the course of the next year or two. But he did. Very, very talented, very skilled. And what I like to see about Lee, is he's given back so much to that game. He's got a travel basketball team that he pours a lot of time into, and he's got a little boy now who I'm sure he's going to pour a lot of time into as well. But good to see Lee on there.
I remember flipping it over to ESPN, and all of a sudden there's Lee Scruggs doing it underneath.
Absolutely.
Always walks around with a smile on his face, too. Good guy.
2nd and 9 for the East Henderson Eagles. So the clock will roll. It'll be a quick fourth quarter for sure.
Good to see Corey Carver, number 21, in there at the linebacker position.
Justice flushed out. Now reversing field. Flag comes out. And Justice going nowhere. He's going to be slung down for a big loss. A sack. Back to about the 50-yard line.
Guys, we might see a personal foul on that flag right there because you had a defensive player reversing his position on the field. It'll be interesting to see if that's the call here.
It is going to be, going against East.
Yeah,
personal foul.
A defensive player in pursuit turn, and you had a East Henderson player, I didn't catch a number, come in and just crown of the helmet right to him. So personal foul, and they'll back it up 15.
Personal foul, illegal blindside block on the offense. 15-yard penalty, replay 2nd down.
It's going to be a big one. It's going to push it almost to the 30-yard line on the other side.
Headed toward the roundabout up there.
Under 10 minutes left, as even in the penalty timeout, the clock continues to tick. We got 2nd down and 24. It's more than 24.
I don't care. We're playing Run DMC. That's all I care about right now.
YouTube's going to flag us if we play too much Run DMC. Now another flag comes out.
Personal foul.
Looks like unsportsmanlike.
He's not a Run DMC fan.
Sideline warning.
Yeah,
I believe so.
Who's spinning the music tonight, Byron?
I think Robert Browning does it every week. I think he's got a sub.
Yep.
It might
Dead ball, unsportsmanlike conduct on the offense against the bench. 15-yard penalty, 2nd down.
It might be. I don't have confirmation. Could be Dawn, a.k.a. DJ Dust Till Dawn Spivey. Doing a great job up there.
I can confirm that it is DJ.
She's on the ones and twos up in the crow's nest.
This is about 2nd and 70. This is a long way.
Long one. Uh-oh. Got nobody there.
A little bit of a screen. It's McCarson, and McCarson is up to the 32-yard line. Just to put it in perspective, they're at the 31. Got to get down to the 31 of the Panthers to get a first down.
Long way.
A long way.
Good to see number 18, Chase Browning, in there. Number 30, Clayton Gwynn. Getting some experience out there.
Postel still out there.
Yep.
Ticking under 8 minutes of the rolling clock. Justice now going to tuck and go nowhere. Maybe a yard. So 4th down in a country mile. It's going to be 4th down and 32. Yeah, 31. They'll bring on the punting unit.
Just a sign of the times, though. We talk about getting all the kids into the game. Mike, we can remember the days back when the Panthers used to travel with about 60 or 70 strong.
Yep.
Not like that anymore.
That's so funny you say that. When Coach Josh looked at Coach Jay and said, hey, make sure your second team get in, he says, I don't have any.
Timeout, East Henderson. It's their first time out of the half.
So he's going to call a timeout to stop the clock, and it's stopped now at 7:08 left in the 4th. So we'll take a break on YouTube Live and Facebook Live. Hang with us. 4th down. Eagles punting it away. It's going to roll inside the 30 and be down at about the 25. The clock will continue to tick. Under 7 minutes left. Looking ahead, guys. Next week it is homecoming here at the pit. And it's against the Tuscola Mountaineers. And right now up 27-14 over Hayesville. That one's in Waynesville. You're going through a stretch now. Tuscola, Pisgah, North Henderson. 3 in a row, and one team we haven't seen, well, 2 teams there we haven't seen in about 5 years, in Tuscola and North Henderson. We know everything about Pisgah and a little bit more, and they know the same about us. We'll see where they actually play that game, because that one is due to be hosted by Pisgah, but I believe they're playing a lot of their home games either at Irwin High School or at Inca. And I believe tonight's affair with Smoky Mountain is at Irwin High School.
Just a tremendous amount of tragedy the Canton community has underwent here in short order.
Paulson got a hand off. That's Corey Carver on the carry. Going to pick up the 1st down. Carver across the 35 to about the 36.
Nice run by Carver there. Followed his blocks right around, did what he was told, gained some nice yardage for the Panthers here deep in the 4th quarter.
You know, it's so easy to discount this time, but you know how many kids out there right now are just wide-eyed? I mean, this is huge.
It changes practice, man. They study the film. They're more paying attention. It's just like Jay said at half, man. It changes everything.
First man through.
For Nelson.
That's Joseph Vernelson, and he will not go down. A gain of about 9 yards for Vernelson. Second down. They're going to say it's a 1st down. Mark it across the 45 to the 46.
I thought it was. Nice job up front. Nice push. Gosh, that's Drew Mason up there again. Adrian Scruggs.
Got a hand once again to Carver. Tries to stretch it, but is caught and dropped behind the line of scrimmage. For a 2-yard loss, 2nd and 12.
I was a little worried about weather earlier in the week. I was worried about what tonight would look like. We got a good bit of rain there, a couple days ago, and they talked about
early on today.
Yeah,
but it wasn't bad. Yeah, the home slate so far has been absolutely fantastic. Had some great crowds, pretty good crowd tonight. Hopefully we'll have a great crowd for homecoming. Hand goes once again to Vernelson. It's good to get out. I know we're still in the pandemic and there's still a lot of COVID in our community, but if you're outside, well ventilated, you can at least get out and enjoy some fellowship with some of your friends and family outside. It's good to see a lot of folks here in the stands. The last 4 out of 5 are on the road. That's going to be tough in the conference slate, and a non-conference game to end the year in TC Robertson, the last game of the season, October 29th. Paulson going to pitch it. Carver. He's going nowhere. They'll blow the play dead. Under 3 minutes left. Only 4th down for the Panthers. 4th and 11. I'll punt it away now.
Even though we got stopped dead cold right there, Panthers over 300 yards rushing tonight, according to Rodney Van Hook and Warren Winchester. Ooh.
Pick is out of there. Somehow he got it out of there.
Barely.
Secured Dalton Miller for a a couple of yards on that kick return. And that's where East will take over first and 10. Under 2 minutes left.
Have a good night.
Eric Munoz looked like he was trying to spin around and find the laces there for a minute on that football.
I don't know how that one was not blocked.
I don't either.
No.
I don't either. It's like he was trying to inspect it to see what brand the football was or something. But
read the instructions on the back of the football. I don't know what he was doing. We'll see how many plays East Henderson gets. Down to a minute 40 left. A new quarterback in for East Henderson. Carson gets the call, and it's not many times you see a quarterback with the number 87. That's Lex Burns now taking snaps for Coach Bobby James, and East Henderson down to a minute 14 left.
been pretty quick. Quick fourth quarter. We'll be back here. It's sort of sad, though. Yeah. George, we only got one more after next week, right?
Smokey, I believe.
Yeah.
Smokey for senior night. Our home slate is in the books. Chopped down for a couple. Down to 45 seconds.
Of course, I'm worried about the community at large and their need for good commentary. Just saying.
Under 30 seconds.
Of course, there's people at home saying, yeah, we have been looking for that too.
Yeah. Maybe thinking
we've already discussed this, so we don't care though, right? Right, Mike?
You learned that early in this game.
This may be the final play of this ball game. And goes to Hunter Potteral, and that's pretty much going to do it. Horn sounds here at the pit, and it's a final. 48-0, Franklin picks up their first ever Mountain 7 Conference victory in the first game of the Mountain 7 Conference, newly formed 3A Conference. East falls to 1-2 overall and 0-1 in the conference. Franklin now 4-0 and 1-0 in the Mountain 7 Conference with a dominating 48-0 victory. One thing that Mike mentioned in the pregame comments that I think really rang true tonight, everybody was back. You had some injuries, you had COVID protocols, you had folks that were not in the lineup in the first couple of games. Swain game last week, you had a number of players that weren't in the lineup. Tonight, you could see that on the field. Everybody came together. You had everybody get full strength, and it showed on the scoreboard too.
And for a minute, it felt weird. East Henderson came out. They wanted the football first, sort of surprised us. And they went with this little up-tempo offense, and they were getting little chunks of yards. And you're like, okay, I don't know how long is this going to last? We bow up, we get to football, and we we run a halfback pass that Keegan, probably in hindsight, he's going to be coached and told by somebody, hey, you probably should just tuck that and took the loss. But we throw an interception, so you're thinking, okay, all right. But then from that point on, it played out the way we thought it should with the Panthers bouncing back. And like you said, boy, it makes a big difference to be full speed, especially on offensive line. As I mentioned a minute ago, 300-plus yards rushing on the night. It was 177 at the half. You're going to beat a lot of people up doing that, George, 300-plus yards rushing. So great effort tonight by the Panthers. And what's the coolest thing, and we can't say this enough, is when those clean jersey guys get in there. They practice just as much as everybody else. So it's great to see some of those kids in there, like a J.J. Postel, like a Joseph or Nelson, to get in there and get their shot at it.
Absolutely. Well, as you see, the victorious Panthers are gathered, and Coach Josh Brooks talking to them. And the cheerleaders for both teams, I'm not sure if we get a shot of this, are at midfield. They're fellowshipping and cheering, and that's a cool sight as well. That's pretty much going to wrap things up for our broadcast tonight. Thanks to Jasper Mudge, Christine, Phillip, Clinton, the whole backlot set of a crew, FPSN crew on site tonight. For Mike Wood, I'm George Young, along with Byron McClure. Till next week, so long, everybody.